Misfits and dope addicts are here.
Well, I look around on my list of birthdays, and I see Purvis Jackson from the Spinners.
Oh, I could have done
Hand me
some
down my
spinners.
walking cane.
I've got Rubber Band Man right here.
I love that song. I love that song. Malcolm Hale from Spanky and Our Gang.
Don't know it.
He had one big hit. I can't think of what it was now. It's Bill Bruford's birthday. He's been in both Yes and King Crimson. Taj Mahal's birthday. Paul Deanna's birthday. I'm surprised Gina didn't twist your arm for some Iron Maiden. It's Tracy Brin's birthday. She's the vocalist and voice of the Beehive.
We nearly did.
Huh?
But
What
the
was their
one
song?
that we wanted, I Hear Nothing.
Oh yeah.
The one we wanted, the file was corrupted,
Ah.
so we didn't play it.
We looked into it.
It's a Fish's birthday. Mr. Reesnor's birthday, Trent Reesnor.
That may come up later.
The drummer for Pearl Jam.
Oh, yes, we could have.
Thank God you didn't play Enya.
We talked about
Oh,
As a joke. It would have been funny,
Yeah.
a funny joke.
it would have been a joke to do. Rubber Band Man. Yeah. Love this guy's voice.
Hand me down a walking cane, hand me down my hat. Hurry now and don't be late, 'cause we ain't got time to chat. You and me, we're going out to catch the latest sounds. Guaranteed to blow your mind so high you won't come down. Hey, y'all, prepare yourself for the rubber band. Man, you've never heard a sound like the rubber band. Man, you're bound to lose control when the rubber band starts to jam.
I had to go into my personal library
Thank
for
you.
that one.
Thank you for that. But I see nowhere on the list I looked at.
Well, it's not a birthday.
Oh, well,
Not everything's a birthday, and
what is it then?
On this day.
Yes.
it's a sad day.
Oh, really?
In 2012, Donna Summer passed away on this day.
Way too soon.
Lung cancer.
It was the cancer.
She had the cancer.
Donna Summer and Rick James. I was
Not the same person.
I was in a thanks, Gina. I was in a bar. I was in the bar business, and I played disco records at the bar, and the people would come in and do their disco moves on the dance floor, wearing their
Did you
disco
ever do
clothes.
your disco moves on the dance floor?
No.
No?
And at the time, I went in, and the guy who owned the bar was a friend of mine. Said, "I want you to do this." I said, "But I hate disco music." And he said, "Well, I don't care. You should do it anyway." Okay, I will. And so I played the records, had a couple of turntables, and was in a booth, And I heard Rick James and I heard Donna Summer, and I had, well, this isn't bad at all. This is actually pretty good. How do I justify to my rock and roll friends that I actually might like some of this stuff?
Because, Bill,
I just kept it a secret.
if it's good, it's good, right?
If it sounds good, it is good.
Which has been our rule for a while. And because of that, I had to go back and rediscover some of this stuff.
Yeah.
It's like I for some reason, loathed the Bee Gees.
Well, yeah.
The Bee Gees have
And
their
then I went
place.
back
They
and I
had
went,
some stuff.
they got two or three things that are actually pretty damn good.
Their
you know?
entire first album is really, really good, and it's a more rock and roll album than the tight harmony, disco-y sounding stuff that they did. It's just a great record, man.
You got to go back and rediscover this stuff,
Yeah. Well, and people would, the Spinners. Oh, come on, you're not listening to that. Let's put on some rock and roll, man.
There is, however, one artist that
You can
going
never.
back you can never forgive.
Never?
Never.
Yeah.
Never?
Sorry, he is my mortal enemy.
Conway?
Tried to hide it by the faded denim clothes she wore. But I
As Superman has Lex Luthor.
Wait a
As
minute.
Spider-Man has the Green Goblin. I have Conway Twitty.
We have Conway Twitty in there. We don't have Rubber Band Man.
Well, you know, the Eagle used to play the hell out of Rubber Band Man, but
Yeah.
they never played any Conway. It's yeah, you know, he's your mortal enemy for good
Yeah,
reason.
yeah.
He sucks.
Yeah.
He's
I-
like a parody of a country
I
star.
worked country radio for about 2 years, I guess, at both stations if you add it up. And I had to play a lot of Conway Twitty.
And you'll never.
Never forgive him.
Never.
Yeah.
All right.
I guess we ought to officially begin the show. Mm-hmm. We're going to take some check-ins if you have a mind to do them. Call us at 877-602-9696. That lets us know that you're out there, you're ready for the show, you want us to do something other than this crap that we've been doing right here. This is not official. That's what this doesn't count. That's why this part of the show is the worst part of the show, because it's not official. We get serious when we do check-ins. So call us.
We're not messing around.
No. Do we have a prize for check-ins
No.
today? Okay, well then you're just gonna have to do it because you need to do it. 877-602-9696 is the number, and tell us in 3 words or less what you're gonna do when she says goodbye. What you gonna do when she is gone? Huh? What are you? Or he, if you must. 877-602-9696. 3 words or less, what you're going to do when she or he says goodbye, what you're going to do when she or he is gone.
All right. Let's get into it.
Maybe you'll buy a house,
Maybe.
apply for a mortgage.
Randlife.com.
Yeah.
It's usually something you do together, but you
Yeah,
can buy a house for yourself.
I'm going to buy a house and I'm going to keep her out of it.
That way you don't have to argue with anybody. You know?
Rand Life is home loans, purchasing or refinancing. They're the greatest. They're a local mortgage company. I've used them twice to refinance. They're your go-to loan experts. They specialize in no-down FHA and VA loans, home purchases, and first-time buyers also. Also, if you want to build new, they can help you out with that. A lot of people have been holding out to purchase a home for a couple of reasons. Been low inventory. Well, that's increasing, and especially in the spring and summer months, it'll increase. And the interest rates are currently... they have been up. They're about as low as they're going to be, though, for a while. So this is the best time to call Rand Life to get a mortgage or a refinance. Their number is 801-478-4500. That's 478-4500. Their website, randlife.com.
part of the Radio from Hell show on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right, 6:22.
I guess we'll officially begin the show and then take your check-ins. There's only one person checking in so far. So maybe people don't really want us to do the show, but it's 877-602-9696 if you want us to continue. And just answer the question in 3 words or less. What you going to do when she says goodbye? Or what you going to do when he says goodbye? And what you going to do when he or she is gone? Let's officially start now.
Start small, save big. Open a 60-month certificate of deposit at Cyprus Credit Union. Receive 3.65% APY with rates this great. There's never been a better time to start saving. Stop by or visit cypruscu.com.
The moon is very, very close to full. It will actually be completely full tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow at 3:11 p.m. if you have a mind to check it out. But it's 97.5% of full right now. So maybe we ought to do it a little. Give it a,
Everybody look at the moon. Everybody seeing the moon. The moon is white, is milky white. Everybody look at the moon. Oh. Yeah, I did a song.
That's it. It will rise today at 7:31 p.m. Today being Friday. It's the 17th day of May in the year of our Lord 2019, and you're listening to North America's most well-prepared radio broadcast. It's the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio, Kerry Jackson. I'm Bill Allred, Gina Barberi right over there across the studio from me. We have filling in for our producer Katie today. She had to go do some soccer stuff. It's our old friend Nick's your buddy, Nick's your pal, is helping out produce the show today, and I think I saw Chase.
Yes.
Chase. So
You might not be able to see him. He has a camo hat on, so he looks like he doesn't have. He looks like he doesn't have a head.
He's blending in.
I don't see him. No. All right.
Check-ins brought to you by Get a Furnace and AC Tune-Up for just $44. That's a hail of a deal. Get comfortable, stay comfortable with Scott Hale Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Call 801-264-HAIL.
And now check-ins. Do we still just have the one?
Well, we got a couple now.
Okay. Jennifer was first, I think.
Yes,
Been
we
holding
shall
on a long
begin.
time.
Let's start with Jennifer.
Hi, Jennifer. Jennifer, thanks for checking in with us and hanging on the phone so long. How are you?
No problem. I'm well. How are you? Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
you are
I'm
fun.
just happy.
All the
It's
time.
a good day.
You've taken
But
your
now-
medication.
Why is it a good day, Jennifer?
Because I'm married to the most wonderful man in the world, and because I'm breathing.
I'll
Right.
take that. I'll take that.
But Jennifer, what are you going to do when he says goodbye? What are you going to do when he is gone?
Open the door.
Okay.
See you later.
I mean, he's the most wonderful man in the world, but if he wants to leave,
Sure.
then get out.
Yeah, more time to read.
Bye.
That's more,
Yes.
yeah, more time to keep,
Right.
keep your hands off me. I'm reading. All right, Jennifer.
later.
Thanks for
All right,
coming.
thanks, Jennifer.
I love it when Jennifer calls.
Yes, Diego.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Thank you, lords and ladies.
Thank
Hi,
you.
I'm just on my way to the gym.
Getting
Ready to do.
ready to what?
Just getting ready to, start the day, work early. But this afternoon, I get to do a whole bunch of errands and chores to help my soon-to-be ex-wife's brother for his wedding on Saturday.
Well,
Kind
now-
of crazy.
Why are you helping your soon-to-be ex-wife's brother? Did you like the brother more than your soon-to-be ex-wife?
No, I'm not even invited to the wedding. I'm just helping get stuff done. So I guess I'm getting validation, or I don't know. I'm just being a doormat. But
You're
whatever.
You're just because you're a good guy.
Wait a minute. No, wait a minute. You're not even invited to
Yeah.
the wedding, and you're helping out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a good guy, or we can spell that another way, chump.
Yeah, that could be. Bill.
Well, Diego, I guess we won't ask you what are you going to do when she says goodbye because she's already said it, right?
She's already said it.
All right.
It's not done, but yeah. she's already-
Okay.
You know, when Jennifer's husband leaves her, you ought to get together with Jennifer because you both have the same kind of laugh.
You're both happy people. I like hearing it.
Well, she said the door's open, so I'll find it.
All right, Diego. Thanks. Nice call. Thanks, Diego.
Bye-bye.
I love that this has become a thing.
Well, they're no Little River
No,
band. Pablo Cruz is no Little River band.
you know, Pablo Cruz is not a guy.
I know.
It's like,
Yeah,
This
we
is
know.
all part of my lobbying to get it in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
I love it.
Next week, some of the questions will be 3 words or less. Who's next? I'm going to follow a theme here for a
Okay.
while, see how I can do.
All right.
Let's see. Lady Raccoon checking in. When he leaves, I'm going to slut it up.
Slut it
Lady
up.
Raccoon.
All right.
That's the 3 words. huh?
Teacher Emily, call him tomorrow.
No.
Oh, that's
There you go.
a little desperate.
Carrie, the coordinator, buy a house.
Yeah.
Tim the Tree Guy, she's leaving?
Sorry,
You know
sorry,
something
Tim.
I don't?
Sorry, Tim.
All right. Well, let's see. Traffic there, Gina, do you have that?
Yeah, there's trouble on the way to the airport. The connector ramp from northbound I-215 to I-80 westbound is closed due to a crash. Everyone's being forced to eastbound 80 or Redwood Road. Crash northbound I-15 near the Layton Parkway. Cars are on the left shoulder. Heavy rain and thunder and lightning are affecting your drive through Weber County already this morning. Signal problems all directions, 6 north, 4th west in Salt Lake. Treat that as a 4-way stop. Crash northbound I-15 approaching Center Street in Provo. And yeah, so already some traffic issues this morning, weather related. So give yourself some extra time and some extra space between you and the car in front of you. Need to Breathe coming to Eccles Theater May 22nd, stripping down their albums to bring you back to their acoustic roots. Tickets at liveattheeccles.com.
All right. We'll take a break. We'll be back. Full strength news, sports, and weather coming up after this. And, of course, our Game of Thrones review. Stand by.
When Carrie, Bill, and with Gina Barberi on X96 Radio from Hell.
New episode today.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. And?
Every Friday. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it's about.
Really?
It's me and Festus.
I mean, you were there.
It's I'm old splaining things to him.
Oh, okay.
Like usual.
Yeah.
All right. Look for that. Right now, Big Boy News and Opinioendo brought to you by...
The Bullfrog Spa's Clearance Center is now open in Midvale. Save thousands on hot tubs and outdoor furniture just off 72nd South in the Winco parking lot. This temporary clearance sale ends soon.
Tragedy.
Oh.
He was one of a kind. He was an original. He will be missed. And he was one of our precious, precious celebrities. Mm-hmm. You think I'm going to be talking about Grumpy Cat, don't you?
Well, you should be.
Well, I.M. Pei has died as well.
No one cares.
No
one knows who that is.
Mrs. Pei was upset.
Okay.
I'll tell you who it is in a minute. But Grumpy Cat, the ubiquitous internet celebrity, as the New York Times puts it, who's
it's in
permanent.
the New York Times?
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
So's I.M. Pei. Whose permanent scowl spoke for all of us in our darkest moments, died in the arms of her mommy on Tuesday, her family said. She was 7 years old. The cat, whose actual name was Tardar Sauce.
Tardar sauce?
Yeah, not tartar, but Tardar Sauce. Tardar. And who hailed from Arizona, died after complications arose from a urinary tract infection.
Oh.
That's pretty common. Besides being our baby and a cherished member of our family, Grumpy Cat has helped millions of people smile all around the world, even when times were tough. Probably put a little money in their pockets as well.
Oh, yeah. I bought a plush Grumpy Cat. That's
You look at that cat.
I fell for that, too.
You look at that cat and you think, this is some Photoshop job. They've taken a cat and kind of altered the way it looked. No, that's the way she looked. Many cats have had moments of mini fame on the internet and on TV. You remember Morris years ago? Mm-hmm. He was for some cat food. But few, if any, have had the reach and the staying power of Grumpy Cat. She rose to prominence 6 years ago after her owner posted a photo to Reddit and captioned it, "Meet Grumpy Cat." But the sourpuss was not really grumpy. It was just a lovely cat. Just had a kind of a face that looked like it was always bitching about something. And the other, so I.M. Pei, you don't know who that is, really?
I really don't.
Famed architect. He was born in China in 1917. He's died, at the age of 102. But he created some of the masterpieces of modern architecture, buildings that you think of, and like when you go to the Louvre and those pyramids that come up.
Did that?
He did that.
I know that.
Okay. He designed the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Museum. He was the architect for the Museum of Islamic Art. He did he was a very modernist architect, and his designs were always beautiful, just always incredible. You don't think of architecture sometimes. You just because it's around you all the time, and you don't
take it for granted.
Yeah, you don't really think about, stop and look at it and think, this is different. This is a piece of art, actually. Most of it is just buildings, but then there are people who put touches on them that make it more than that. And he was one of those, certainly. A woman who disrupted a session of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints General Conference is going to go on trial. Crystal Legionnaires confirmed to Fox 13 that she will face trial in Justice Court next week for disrupting a meeting, a Class B misdemeanor. Ms. Legionnaires declined to comment on her case ahead of trial, but said she had rejected a plea offer made by Salt Lake City prosecutors. What did she do? Well, she interrupted a session of the April 2018 Latter-day Saint General Conference when she shouted during the meeting, "Stop protecting sexual predators." She was escorted from the building. Salt Lake City prosecutors apparently decided to pursue a criminal case. I'm not
criminal case?
I'm not clear why.
Yeah.
What crime?
In an interview with Fox 13 last year, Legionnaire said she made the outburst in support of sexual assault victims, including McKenna Denson, who is currently suing the church, alleging she was raped in 1984 at the Missionary Training Center by its president then, We need to focus on all individuals who are neglected and forced to be silent, she said. It doesn't
I don't
say in this...
unclear what the crime is.
In this, it doesn't say in this story what the actual crime is. What the charge is. I'll look it up and see. And we got a Ruski spy here in Weber County.
In Weber County,
And he's in jail.
oh,
A Russian is jailed in Weber County, charged with smuggling F-16 fighter manuals to Moscow and trying to obtain guides for other frontline Air Force jets.
Is this a movie or a real thing?
Oleg Mikhailovich
Well, that should-
Tishenchenko
should have been the first clue.
is
The name?
scheduled to go on trial in August in U.S. District Court in Salt Lake on charges of conspiring against the United States, smuggling, and violating the Arms Export Control Act. Tishenko was arraigned and he pleaded not guilty in March. He was charged in a sealed indictment a couple of years ago, but couldn't be arrested until this year because he traveled to Georgia, not the state, but the country. Mm-hmm. He traveled to Georgia, and that country agreed to extradite him. So Russia doesn't have an extradition treaty with the U.S., but when he went to Georgia, prosecutors reached out and said, will you send him back here for trial? And the government of Georgia said, yeah. U.S. or da.
Da.
I think they said da. U.S. Magistrate Brooke Wells said that he is a serious flight risk, has no local ties, and so I believe.
No, he's Russian. No local ties.
Yeah, there are no Russians here. He's being held without bail. The Taiwanese legislature, this is pretty amazing. They have approved same-sex marriage.
Really?
Tens of thousands of demonstrators have filled the rainy streets of Taipei today or Friday. They're a little bit ahead of us. And lawmakers in Taiwan voted to legalize same-sex marriage, the first country in Asia to do so. We want to marry, supporters outside the legislature chanted in approval of the measure as they applauded and waved signs and rainbow banners. On May 17, 2019, hashtag Taiwan, hashtag Love One, President Tsai Ing-wen tweeted after the vote, "We took a big step toward true equality and made Taiwan a better country doing it," he said.
Nice.
That's pretty interesting. Speaking of F-16 jets, as we were a few minutes ago, an F-16 fighter jet crashed into a warehouse in Southern California yesterday. The pilot was able to walk after ejecting from the plane, according to reports from the scene. A dozen people were hosed off for exposure to debris after being taken to hospitals for evaluation and treatment of minor injuries. It's amazing that nobody was seriously injured, but there was some problem. The pilot was landing following a routine training mission at the March Air Reserve Base, and witnesses said the jet all of a sudden just sort of shuddered and did a roll and then plummeted to the ground. The pilot was having hydraulic problems, they said. He started losing control of the aircraft. The armed Fighting Falcon, a part of the 114th Fighter Wing based in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, it went down at 3:45 in the afternoon and crashed into a warehouse near I-215. In a photo inside of the warehouse shows the F-16 just kind of, you can see the nose of it. It's in the roof, and then if you look from the outside, the tail is sticking out of the roof. It's just like he impaled it.
And nobody died.
Nobody seriously injured. And it triggered the sprinkler alarm, the sprinkler system, and so any flame, and there were some flames, but the sprinkling system put them out. Now there's water all over the place, but it's amazing that he was able to eject. But I guess you can eject from a plane like that, even very close, when you're very close to the ground. You don't have to be way up there
because it shoots you
because
away.
It's got a propulsion thing.
It blasts you up into the air so far that you can. So he managed to eject and get out of it okay. This is an interesting story about Michael Flynn. You remember him?
More information is coming to light.
Former White House National Security Advisor Michael Flynn told the special counsel's office, I believe that's Robert Mueller's office, that people connected to the Trump administration and Congress contacted him about his cooperation with the Russia investigation. That's according to a court filing from prosecutors Thursday that describes the extent of Flynn's cooperation with the investigation.
Wrong.
The document says that Mr. Flynn and his attorneys received communications from unidentified people connected to the administration and Congress that could have affected both his willingness to cooperate and the completeness of that cooperation. You know, it's people tampering with a witness.
You know what? I'm not going to get into it because we won. It doesn't matter. We won.
Prosecutors say that Flynn provided a voicemail recording of one such communication. He's still awaiting sentencing after admitting lying to the FBI about his conversations with the Russian ambassador to the United States. But our president has been totally exonerated, and there was no collusion.
Yeah, and just to make sure, we're going to bury the Mueller report, okay? Because this is done. It's over.
I'm president, and you're not.
Apparently, they're not going to bury the Mueller report.
Yeah.
Apparently, they're going to let members of Congress read it.
They're doing it right now.
Is it right now?
Yeah.
The unredacted version of the Mueller report.
Is it the unredacted?
Yeah.
I thought it was the redacted.
No, I think they said they were.
No,
I think they said they were going to do the unredacted version. And also, Mueller will testify at some point. Will be called to testify.
Well, I know that
still
there's
none of it matters.
the unredacted parts for Roger Stone have been released to a judge.
Yeah, they're not reading the unredacted ones.
Yeah, I
they were
didn't think
doing it
so.
live on C-SPAN. They're
Yeah.
not.
And then there's a judge that has asked for the unredacted parts for Flynn. The judge said they wanted to see that as well. So you can't say no to a federal judge on that, I don't think.
No, I don't. Well, we'll see. And finally, this. If you have a tattoo or you were thinking of getting a tattoo,
Both.
the Food and Drug Administration has a warning. 6 kinds of tattoo inks were recalled Wednesday after recent inspections found bacteria that could be harmful to human health. The bacteria could lead to infection and serious health injuries if injected into the skin, as it is when you get a tattoo. Symptoms would include rashes or lesions with red papules in the area of the tattoo. And you don't want papules.
No.
Believe me, you don't want papules. The FDA reports the following tattoo. Well, I don't. If you're going to get a tattoo,
You should look into it.
Look up the names of these inks and the numbers, and then ask your tattooist if that's what he's using or she is using. And if so, don't do it. Or if you're a tattooist, look at this and throw the stuff out and get new ink. All right, that's it. Sports, weather, traffic.
Brought to you by Hoops Vision. Make sure nothing gets between you and your life focus, exceeding expectations in every way. Hoops Vision, Utah's leader in laser vision correction. Call 877-30-LASIK or hoopsvision.com. Well, I know you guys are excited about the Preakness this weekend.
Am I?
It's part of the Triple Crown.
Oh, is it?
Corey.
Why is it called the Preakness?
I don't know.
Well,
You're the horsey gal.
I don't know why it's called the Preakness.
all right.
But 4 of the top horses from the Derby won't be there.
Oh, really?
So,
Well, one of them had an injury, right?
yeah, and Country House, who won,
One.
not an injury, but they just said it was too close to the last race. They didn't want to run him again. So I've got your picks though
Oh,
for the Preakness.
Okay.
Okay. Let me write. What? But you haven't picked very good ones for us so
Yeah, but
far.
you're gonna like this one, Bill.
Why?
Because I'm giving you Bourbon War.
Bourbon War.
Okay, my horse is Bourbon.
Bourbon War.
Carrie, you get Laughing Fox.
Laughing Fox. Where do they get these names?
They all have to be for all the horse.
Where's
All the
one-
racehorses in all the land, they all have to have an original different name.
Well, then let's name one Steve, because I don't know of any horses named Steve.
Steve. Sorry.
What's mine again? Laughing
Fox.
Fox.
Yeah.
Laughing Fox Steve.
Yeah. Okay. Those are your horses.
Okay.
The bees got rained out last night, and it may happen again today.
All weekend.
Yeah, it may happen for a while. They're supposed to play Las Vegas tonight at 6:30, so we'll see if they're able to get that together. I was out at State Cup last night at the Rack at
Was it good?
At 6 o'clock last night. Were you guys aware of what the weather was like at
Yes.
about 6 o'clock last night?
I was enjoying it from my bedroom.
I was standing outside. It was the kind of wind where you have an umbrella and the wind goes, that's cute, and makes the umbrella go like the opposite direction it's supposed to be. It was one of those winds. It was insane. And they don't stop the game for the only thing they stop the game for is lightning.
Yeah.
And we had hail and torrential no.
Why do you parents put up with that? Why don't you go to the
Carrie-
soccer people and say, A, you're too expensive, B, we're too much time, you know?
And it's
The kids don't like it that much either.
oh
when it's
no,
that
they
way.
loved it. Muhammad was having a ball.
In
He
the-
was soaking wet.
Running in the rain and
Oh,
mud.
geez.
and-
Soaking wet. Let's see. Okay, and then tomorrow we've got, it will be, I hope the adults like running around in the soaking wet because Real it's their only afternoon kickoff. It's a 1 o'clock game. And that's kind of nice sometimes for people on Saturdays. They don't want to be out late on a Saturday night at a soccer game. They want to go to an afternoon game. So they will do that. And they do the same thing. Unless it's lightning, they play. So you should go to that. The Royals, I believe, are on the road. They have a game on Sunday. That's sports. Weather, like I was saying, we've got rain and we've got it for 4 days and days and days and days and days. Yeah, turn your sprinklers off. If you've had them on,
I haven't turned mine on yet.
you will not need
No, I haven't
them
either.
this week.
My lawn is out of control, but my my little orange flower bloomed.
You have one little orange flower?
Well, in the pot that has many flowers, one of the little orange ones has bloomed.
55 for a high today.
All right.
You want some traffic too?
I guess that there is some, right?
Yeah, crash northbound I-15 near Center Street in Provo. Car facing sideways against the right barrier there. Signal problems all directions, 600 North, 4th West in Salt Lake. Treat that as a four-way stop. Accident on the connector ramp from northbound I-215 to I-80 westbound to the airport. That was causing some major issues for folks on their way to the airport this morning. You might want to take eastbound I-80 or Redwood Road to get around that. And let me check over here. Crash northbound I-15, 110th south. And if you see something, please don't text us if you're driving in the rain. But if you are stopped and want to let us know of something you see, 33986.
I encountered standing water a lot on
This
the
morning
drive-in
already,
This
yeah.
morning, yes. Let's see now. We need to remind you about our mixer tomorrow night. Just
Yeah.
real quickly here.
You can still, excuse me, still sign up for it. But I wouldn't wait till tomorrow because there's limited space available. So sign up today if you would like to come to our mixer tomorrow at Campos. It will be 7 to 9 p.m. If you go to x96.com, there's a rotating banner there. It says Radio from Hell Mixer. You click on there. You do have to be 21 because there will be whiskey on arrival.
Delicious.
We tasted it yesterday.
Water Pocket Distillery.
Yeah. And Keto's Brewing will be there if you prefer beer to whiskey or you like to accompany it with that. Lots of pairings with delicious food from Campos, music. It'll be great.
Yeah, we'll be there saying hi.
Yeah.
I'll be taking a lift.
So Kerry will be extra enjoying himself.
Because I'm going to enjoy myself, damn it. It's my 21st anniversary that day.
Kerry's anniversary is brought to you by, I forgot to read the sponsor, I'm sorry. The Blocks is downtown Salt Lake. There are more than 80 events every month. For a full listing of performing and visual arts events, visit theblocksslc.com.
All right. Coming up after these, we got our Game of Thrones review, which means spoilers. You have been warned and will be warned again. Round one of your boners coming up as well. Stand by.
Technology. X96 is local, so that means you might bump into Carrie, Bill, or Gina at the grocery store. So if that happens, hey, ask for a selfie with them.
All right. Let's see. It's 7:01 right now. We got round one of your boners coming up. Stand by for that.
Spoiler, 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 spoiler. You've been warned, Game of Thrones. We are talking Game of Thrones. We're holding nothing back. We're not hiding anything. If you don't want to hear, then go away for like 10 minutes.
I just thought it was amazing when it was revealed that Jon Snow is actually a woman. It was just bizarre.
And besides, we're talking about the episode from, the last, it's been what, 6 days now? 5 days?
Yeah.
5 or 6 days now. So if you haven't watched it, that's on you. So we're, Now, this coming Sunday is the final episode,
That's
right?
it.
And do you have the news story about all those losers who were signing the petition?
Over 300,000.
It's up to 500,000 this morning, yeah.
Yeah, it's people who want to get some real writers for season 8.
What do they want to happen?
There were inconsistencies and things.
Tell me an inconsistency, because I don't.
Because
I think you find people acting in ways that they didn't act. Tyrion, he's supposed to be the smartest guy in Westeros. Cersei.
Wait, go back to Tyrion. What did Tyrion do?
He's supposed to be the smartest guy every time, and he's given bad advice consistently.
How has he given her bad advice? He told her, when you hear the bells, that means they're surrendering, and we can save all these people's lives.
Yeah, that was okay, but let's talk about.
He's gotten more human as the series has gone on. 'Cause you
People
remember where he
evolve.
started. He started at the beginning of the series. He didn't care about anything but getting laid and getting drunk. So now he has become a more compassionate person.
Don't you want people to evolve?
Okay.
Let's talk to Daenerys, and what did she say? If you're wrong this time, you're dead. I've had it.
Yeah.
Because you have given me bad advice constantly lately.
What did he say that was wrong?
I don't know. But she seems to. I don't remember the instances from the past. But he did used to be the smartest guy, and he's not anymore.
No, he called it all correctly.
What's he doing blabbing to the spider to Varys about Jon Snow? What? You don't do that. You don't tell that guy anything because the secret will be everywhere.
But he is the rightful heir to the throne.
Yeah,
That's why he's telling people.
That doesn't make any sense.
Well, I don't understand why.
He's
the rightful heir to the throne.
Tyrion is acting in direct opposition to his queen by telling Varys that.
Because he knows it's the right thing. Whether it's his queen or not, he is a different person now than he started.
And
he knows what the right thing to do is.
Why did
now.
Cersei go from being the most evil person in the world to a whimpering, helpless child?
What did you want her to do?
No, you mean returned to being an evil person, because she started out pretty badly.
She
sat and
evil.
watched her brother, get gold poured on his head. And
I'm talking of Cersei.
Oh, Cersei. All right, Cersei.
What did
Cersei?
Yeah,
she has been. You don't like her, but she's been strong.
What did you want her to? She kept trying to be strong.
Nothing.
She's like, "Well, do this," and they're like, "Yeah, that's gone." Well, what about this? What did you want her to do?
Something more than stand and whimper at the window.
Well, like what?
And then,
grab a sword?
She didn't.
She's being the queen. She's giving orders. That's what she does.
She didn't act like she has in the past.
She's being evil. That's
Well,
all she's done. I don't see any inconsistencies.
They're just.
My question now is, who's the bad guy?
Well, we know who the bad guy is.
If Cersei's gone, who's
Daenerys
the
is the
bad guy?
bad guy.
The Ice Queen, the Ice King.
Who?
Huh?
Never mind. That was, to me. See, that guy should still be around.
The Night King.
The Night King, yeah.
Well, everybody who's complaining about this seems to think that these two writers have taken it away from George Martin when they haven't. George handed them notes and said, "Here's where it's going."
And you could
so
see
it was George's idea to kill the Night King.
Daenerys has. Everyone's acting like Daenerys was some angel all along. When she killed Samwell's dad and brother, that when she did that, I'm like, well, what? They seem like perfectly nice people. Why is she killing that? This is nothing new with her.
Carrie, please sign my petition to remake WrestleMania 20 with better writers.
There were things in it I liked a lot. I thought it was one of the coolest moments of the whole series when Varys, the spider, is gonna get burned.
Yeah.
But you don't know that for sure. But he's standing there and he's looking at Daenerys, and then all of a sudden, I mean, how are dragons that quiet? But it just
How are dragons?
Yeah.
that dragon just kind of
It's a cool
appears
visual, yeah.
in the darkness.
It's just a cool,
That was
dramatic
so cool.
reveal. Yeah.
That was so cool.
Now, Varys,
yes.
we don't know how many crows he sent out
Yeah, we didn't
with
see
the
that.
message. So my guess is Daenerys is going to claim the throne, and then all of the lords in all the other areas are going to go, yeah, we want Jon Snow, because
he's the rightful
and
heir.
Jon Snow in that episode, he is consistent. He's trying to do the right thing.
He's consistently befuddled.
No, he's like he was very reluctantly fighting in that.
I like
and
it.
then,
And then he's yelling at people to stop fighting, and then he disembowels somebody.
well, because someone was coming
Well,
at him.
I know.
He was trying to
he needs
stop
to defend
it.
himself.
He realized that all chaos was going on.
And
okay.
then Grey Worm was so everything was good. They surrendered. The bells rang. They surrender, and then Grey Worm's like, "Wait a minute, I forget you cut my girlfriend's head off, so I'm gonna catch you off guard." And
So here's some texts that are coming in. How come all of a sudden the big crossbows don't work against the dragon?
That's what I wondered too.
Okay, first of all, it ain't real. Second of all, maybe the dragon got smart and was able to learn how to dodge it from the first time. Maybe it learned.
It looked like a Euron Greyjoy and his crew. They were so effective, and now they just like what? They can't hit the broadside of a barn.
Well, like I said, maybe the dragon got smarter
Maybe.
and decided to approach it from the side or behind instead.
Maybe.
Okay, let's see what else we got. Best part, Hound versus Mountain.
That was good.
I enjoyed that.
You like that?
yeah, because you could tell the Hound kept getting him. Like, I got him in the chest. Nope, he's still coming. I got him in the. Nope, he's still. And you could just tell the look on his face, like, what do I have to do to kill you? I guess we'll throw ourselves off the building.
Let's see. When one child was burned by Drogon, Daenerys looked up two of her dragons. It makes no sense that she would raise 500,000 people. Well, she's crazy. She's become her father.
She's become the Mad Queen.
Yeah, she is now the Mad Queen.
Yeah.
I don't understand
because it didn't make sense. Because if they surrendered, then that should have been
the end of the show, and you would have been unhappy
yes,
with
Nick,
that.
what are you upset about?
I think the biggest gripe people have about this current season isn't, in my opinion, the character choices that have been made, but I feel like everything has been rushed so fast that it's kind of making all of our heads
Should
spin
have done
a little
10
bit.
episodes, maybe.
I think so as well.
It's just so expensive that you can't afford to do that. Second of all, George R.R. not getting the story done in time for them to adapt it properly.
Yeah.
So maybe there is some rushing.
Here's a review. And this question in this review, I thought this too. Why is nobody wearing their helmets? Like the guard, the palace guard. They have their helmets, but they're all open. Why? I mean, we've seen them in the past. They keep those things closed up. But no, here it is, the biggest battle they've ever faced. They're just got their helmets. This is kind of weird. Right. So how do we?
On our Deadpool?
Yeah.
All right. Here's where we're at. Let's see. Do you want the points? Because I don't know how to read her forms. Because I don't.
Just who's got the most?
Well,
I
let's see.
think it's still you.
The Hound and the Mountain both died.
Yeah.
We think.
I'm pretty sure they fell into a lake of fire.
So probably got him.
But right now, as far as points go, Katie has 5 points, Gina 5 points, Bill 6 points, and currently I am tied with Cynthia 8 points.
Because Cynthia just said everybody's dying.
Everybody's going to die. So
she doesn't watch the show.
And
for her,
it says here on the note that Katie left doesn't count with Cynthia. I think it counts.
I don't. Well, she doesn't watch the show.
It doesn't matter.
Manners to me. I'm the one who's putting my sweat into this show. It was pretty nice too with Varys at the beginning when he took off all of his jewelry.
Yeah, he knew he was dead.
Yeah.
He took it all up. What did he want? Is he leaving it to someone? Maybe to that little girl he said it was talking to.
Could be.
His little bird.
Yeah.
Let's see. Here's some texts. We complain about it being slow. Then we complain about it being fast. I think in the end, people are just sad that it's going to be over.
We are spoiled with good TV.
Yeah. Let's see. Those who don't know Shakespeare or Greek tragedy are going to have a really hard time with how it ends. Let's see. That little girl coming in to talk to Varys, they were talking about poisoning Dany.
Oh.
The dragon came from the sky and stayed low to throw off the arrows. Okay. HBO wanted to give them 10 episodes.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
They give them all the money.
They said no.
And they insisted on doing only 6.
We can do it in 6.
But I honestly don't know what this last episode is going to... I can't...
Why doesn't Arya put on another face ever when she's fighting?
Well, maybe they're saving that till the end.
Because they don't want you to have it until the very end of the. That's the reason.
Could be.
That's her motivation for.
Let's see. So, any predictions as to who's going to be on the throne? We have on our Deadpool.
It won't. I'm already.
Bill says Daenerys. Gina said Jon and Dany baby.
I was thinking she got pregnant and it was going to be.
Oh, okay.
That's where that.
But
I don't. That's not going to happen.
I'm saying Arya. Katie says Tyrion.
No.
And Cynthia said Podrick. So,
who do you think, Nick? Just
hot
for fun.
pie.
Yeah, I was gonna say Podrick as well.
Yeah, where is Podrick? All right. Yeah. So, we'll find out. It's coming Sunday, the last one, and everyone will bitch.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it too.
I will be.
But I did several times during. I said, "Wait a minute, why did they do that?"
It's fun to be this excited about a TV show.
Yeah,
that's.
I mean, when was the last
fun.
time the country talked about a TV show?
Sopranos,
like this.
The final of MASH.
Sopranos.
The final of MASH is still the most watched television
Highest
show
rated, yes.
in
It was
history.
pre-cable.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was
we
pre-cable.
didn't have options, Nick.
Well, this is the first time in my life I've ever been swept up in the TV hype.
It's fun.
It is fun.
All right. Thank you very much. 6 episodes in a movie. People are texting.
They may.
All right. So there you go. Okay. The spoiler thing is back on now.
We've got weather issues affecting traffic all over the Wasatch Front this morning. Crash westbound Antelope Drive, 20th West in Syracuse. The ramp to westbound I-80 at the airport is now open. There was an earlier accident there causing some major slowage. Crash northbound I-15 near Center Street in Provo. Just beware there's standing water. Carrie says he saw some driving in this morning, and weather could be affecting your commute, so give yourself a little extra time. Get a furnace and AC tune-up for just $44. That's a hail of a deal. Get comfortable. Stay comfortable with Scott Hale Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Call 801-264-HAIL.
Boners round 1 coming up. Here are your candidates. Number 1, the racist promposal. Number 2, this jug wine tastes great. And number 3, sanitary napkin attack.
Oh, Boners round 1 coming up. Stand by for that. Okay, we got to tell you about our dinner at Campos that we're having tomorrow.
Little mixer. It's from 7 to 9, I believe, tomorrow at Campos. Campos Coffee and Kitchen. And we got food for you. We've got whiskey from Water Pocket Distillery. And we've
Keto's
got
Brewing?
Keto's, yeah, the beer. And then delicious small plates from Campos. Now, I've eaten at Campos several times, and I've never had anything bad there.
They have steak tartare, duck spring rolls, miso glazed pork belly, eggplant bacon wrapped asparagus, mini avocado toast.
And these will all be paired with beverages.
And now, if you don't drink, that's fine. They have what they call tasting or drinking vinegars there. That sounds a little odd, but they have it's these vinegars that are specifically designed to be made into a cocktail. and they say they're
I'm
delicious.
curious to try those. Now, it's $30 in advance, and space is limited. So you go to x96.com. There's a rotating banner there that says Radio from Hell Mixer at Campos Kitchen. You can't miss it. You click on that. You do have to be 21 because of the booze and whatnot.
And the salty language.
And click on the Buy Now button, and you can sign up for that. It'll be
Come and swear with us.
Yeah.
sure.
We'll see you there.
This Saturday. Birds are
at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right, remember that info. You will need it to vote for round 1 of your boners. Here we go. 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You will have to decide with your votes which of these 3 is the worst, which one deserves to go forward and possibly become boner of the day. See, if it wins here, it's the winner of round 1. Not boner of the day yet. It'll have to defeat the winner of round 2. We do this again at 8:20 with 3 more candidates. Then we send both of those champions to Boner Fight. 9:20 is when you decide boner of the day. So pick your champions wisely. Here we go with round 1. 2 candidates now. A third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you will vote, and one of you lucky random boner voters will receive.
They're a new color I saw. They're kind of a sunshiny, springy color, the Boner T-shirt, and you get them courtesy of Excel Automotive Repair, Radio from Hell's official auto mechanics. Don't buy a lemon. Try Excel Automotive's $50 bumper-to-bumper used car checkover before you buy. Limit 2 cars per $50.
Boner candidate number 1 is the racist promposal. I tried to not have racist candidates, but this one is. I mean, you'd think kids would be better than this.
Well, they're only as good as what they're taught, I suppose.
Young couple peering jubilant. They hold up a poster board sign adorned with hearts meant to cement their date to the Palos Verdes High School upcoming prom. A quintessential teenage event with dreamy wish upon a star theme. The boy, identified by his peers as a foreign exchange student, smiled as he looked off into the distance. The girl threw back her head in laughter. Somebody took a picture, an instant memorializing the moment that the hateful message on the board showed. Bianca, you're a racist, but I would give anything for you to go with me to prom. 6 extra large letters within the message. That's just, I don't know what that is.
Is that the school? That's the school.
Yeah, there is a picture of them with the sign. The sign, so in all the letters on the sign, they've made 6 of the letters really big and bold. And those letters spell out N-I.
I got it.
Yeah. The photograph spread quickly on social media, prompting backlash from students and parents who argue the situation highlights larger issues about the normalization of hate speech among youth in affluent, predominantly white communities. I think if that's the school, that can't be the school. That's not a school you'd see in a affluent. I don't know what that picture is. They say that the school is a disconnected bubble. We don't feel like we're part of a greater community, said a senior at the high school. And that has led some, especially younger kids, to grow up in a community that doesn't have a lot of diversity, and that's detrimental because they don't ever have to experience or understand other people's viewpoints. So I guess that's why they think it's funny to have a promposal photo or sign with a racist message. Boner candidate number 1, the racist promposal. Here's boner candidate number 2. You know, this jug wine, it tastes pretty good. A restaurant diner who ordered a nice bottle of red wine to go with their dinner got something a bit fancier than they were expecting. A bottle worth $5,800.
Wow.
The customer at the Manchester, England branch of the steak chain Hawksmoor ordered a 2001 Chateau Pichon Longueville Comtesse de Lalande.
I'm wondering if they taste it and go, this can't this is so wonderful. This can't possibly be the wine. No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't have known.
The wine that they ordered was pretty expensive anyway, $335.
Yeah.
It was a very busy night at the restaurant. A simple mistake, said the director of kitchen communications for the restaurant. She said a member of staff picked up the wrong bottle, mistaking it for another Bordeaux of the same vintage.
Oops.
The wine went out and was served to the customer. The customer didn't know, and it was only afterward that one of the managers picked up what had happened. The restaurant later tweeted that the customer, who hasn't been identified, accidentally got given a bottle of Chateau Le Pin Pomerol 2001 and said And in the tweet, the restaurant says, "We hope you enjoyed your evening." And to the member of staff who accidentally gave away this very expensive bottle of wine, chin up, one-off mistakes, we love you anyway, the restaurant said.
Well, okay.
Well, isn't that nice of them?
Wow.
But really, shouldn't you be a little more careful with that sort of...
You think that would be locked up somewhere separate from...
Yeah.
Well, what was the place that we went on a tour of their wine cellar?
Charlie Trotter's.
Charlie Trotter's. And my wife, Sue, was over and was touching a bottle of wine. And the guy conducting the tour said, excuse me, ma'am, that bottle's worth like, $5 or $10 grand, whatever it was.
They had bottles of wine in there worth, $12,000.
I can't imagine it's that much better than...
I don't know. When you get I bet I can almost always pick out what the most expensive one is.
But you think
without
from a
knowing.
$300 bottle of wine to a
don't know
$10,000 bottle of wine?
I honestly, I will never know.
But I would say if you poured me a $300 glass of wine and a $500 or $5,000 glass of wine and didn't tell me which was which, I would almost always pick the more expensive one.
Well, you would certainly have a 50-50 chance.
Yes, I would. But I'm really good. Or you can put 3 of them out there. I'll put 4 of them out there.
It sounds like an
I don't
expensive
know.
challenge.
Very expensive challenge.
Gina says she can taste microwaves. When it comes to spirits, I can almost always taste the most expensive one. I don't know why that is.
Let's get Jimmy on this. Our official sommelier,
Jimmy Santangelo.
Yes, for the Radio from Hell program. To get Jimmy on this and have him get a wine challenge going for you.
Yeah, we should do that. Just
that'd be fun.
Have like 3 or 4 different wines, and because he could pick wines that even the inexpensive ones taste good.
He's good at that.
This sounds like a not safe for work Radio from Hell episode.
We could do it in here too. That'd be great. Yeah. But let's I'll take a note and we'll get Katie on there.
Yeah, let's do that.
Anyway, coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3, sanitary napkin attack. And yeah, it is what you think it is. All right.
Yeah, boner candidate number 3 for round 1 coming up after this big boy news and opinioendo. Brought to you by...
Want improved vision without glasses and contacts? Choose LASIK. Choose Hoops Vision, Utah's LASIK leader for phenomenal outcomes from experienced surgeons. Call 877-30-LASIK or hoopsvision.com.
Great. Tragedy.
Oh.
She was one of a kind.
Yeah.
She was an original. She will be missed. One of our precious celebrities. Former WWE superstar Ashley Massaro has died, according to the World Wrestling Entertainment. She was only 39 years old.
Man.
Massaro won the 2005 Diva Search, and she was with the company until 2008. WWE said, "We are saddened to learn of the tragic death of former WWE superstar Ashley Massaro. She performed with us, was beloved by her fellow superstars and fans around the world."
Do we have a cause of death?
Doesn't say in this story.
Watch that John Oliver report on wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I mean, it's
Will
stuff
it make
that
you hate wrestling?
Well, it's stuff a lot of us who are, familiar with wrestling already know. But it'll really open up your eyes.
Make you hate Vince McMahon.
Yeah, certainly.
More than you do.
It's just, they have no health care.
Mm-hmm.
They
do dangerous work.
Yeah, most of every day they do dangerous, physically demanding work. Is it any wonder they die so young?
Yeah.
TMZ says that, he's on death's door. Ric Flair, another wrestler, also he's standing at the precipice to hell right now. He's been very ill. His wife claims that he will make a full recovery, but TMZ says
not so much.
that due to ongoing health complications, Rick was taken to the hospital, expected to undergo a procedure, after which he may recover.
Don't answer the door, Rick. Woo!
So, Lehigh, Utah. 9 historic trees in Lehigh. They're at least 100 years old, maybe more. Could be in danger of being chopped down to make way for a sidewalk.
No!
The city won state grant money to connect 2 existing sidewalks near 1000 West and 400 North, but one of the options for the path requires removing trees that have stood for more than a century.
No.
After hearing about that, Rowena Gammon sprang into action. She's 78 years old and was raised in the house that sits next to those trees, which include European larch trees, and those are pretty rare in Utah, apparently. She has started a petition which sits outside the house to save the trees. So far, she has collected 200 signatures. The city of Lehi says nothing is set in stone. They're still going to doing risk assessments and having an arborist look at the trees. They expect to make a decision sometime next week. A refugee who settled here in Utah, a child without parents or home, Desange Kunihara, excuse me,
bless you,
believed the bleak predictions for the future because all she'd know was the cruel realities. All she'd known is the cruel realities of a Ugandan refugee camp. They said a lot of things that put me down, which I actually believed, said the young woman who fled the Democratic Republic of Congo with her 5 brothers and sisters and an aunt when she was only 2 years old. They said, "You're meaningless, girl. Your life has no meaning. You will never, ever get your high school diploma. The only meaning you have is the dowry a man will give to marry you. But coming here to Utah has changed my mind." She has graduated from school.
Nice.
She's likes her friends. She said, "I'm proud of myself. I've been on a journey overcoming all of that stuff, but I am graduating with my associate's degree, and I'm really proud of myself."
Good for her.
Yeah.
I hope everyone
nice.
who has support, and I hope everyone who has supported me is proud too. That's really terrific. She grew up. She didn't have parents. So they don't.
Just did it
I think
all on her
I don't
own?
know if her parents were dead or they just disappeared. But she came here and graduated, got her high school diploma, and graduated. She will start classes at the University of Utah in a couple of weeks.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's very nice. Let's see. Finally, this story. I saw this video and I read the story. Well, I'll just let you have it and then we'll maybe discuss it briefly. It's a hard video if you're an animal lover to watch. An apparently scared raccoon skittering along the bow of a boat as a man shouts at him, threatening to push him in the water. The animal finally does slip off the edge of the boat.
I heard about this. I can't look at that video.
I really didn't like it either. I watched a little of it. A subsequent video shows the raccoon trying to stay afloat in the water, but he presumably the raccoon drowned.
How did he get on the boat?
Well, they don't know. But they were 20 miles or something like that offshore, and all of a sudden there's this raccoon.
Now, okay. Don't hate me.
Oh,
You're 20 miles offshore and you find a wreck. You don't know if he has rabies or not.
That's what I'm thinking. They said he was growling and hissing. Well, he was scared, probably.
He was scared.
But so what do?
I don't know.
You have a bucket or something, and you
I don't know.
catch him in that, and then you go back to shore and let him out.
If
you think it has rabies,
the man who did it, he said he was running around the boat, hissing and growling, making it impossible for us to drive the boat. Knowing the raccoons can be rabid and unpredictable, the only realistic option we could think of in the moment was to get him off the boat.
Yeah, I thought they were just being
raccoon.
mean, but if you're 20 miles off...
Yeah. He said, "I felt bad for the raccoon," although he can be heard in the video saying, "So long, sucker."
Well, that's
but
not...
But I mean, but you know, if you're got a lot of adrenaline going and you finally succeed, you go, "So long, sucker, you're out of here." I mean, I understand what they did. He also referred to the raccoon as a trash panda.
So maybe, okay.
He's a raccoonist, clearly.
Well, I don't know.
All right. Weather, traffic.
Weather, it's wet and will be for days and days and days.
Yeah, turn off your sprinklers.
Are you an Old Testament prophet? Is that what you're doing?
And then the locusts will come. No, it'll be nice. You don't have to water. 55 for a high. Although it's not nice for traffic, though. It makes things a little more slippery and difficult. And
standing water.
Crash westbound Antelope Drive, 20th West in Syracuse. That earlier accident out by the airport on westbound I-80 is cleaned up and it is now open, so you should be able to get to the airport fairly easily, although that construction is still there, so that makes things a little more difficult. Crash northbound I-15 near Center Street in Provo, and northbound I-15 110th South. That one's off to the right shoulder. Please don't text me while it's raining and you're driving, but if you're stopped and you say, hey, I noticed this thing I was driving by that I should tell friends of the program about, you can text it to us. 33986. Salt Lake e-bikes for sales, rentals of electronic bikes located east of Liberty Park on 7th East. Discover how fun e-biking can be. Browse online at saltlakeebikes.com.
Here's boner candidate number 3, sanitary napkin attack. A 29-year-old woman was arrested after striking a hospital worker with a used feminine product that the suspect had removed from her pants. Defendant Kofi Castillon sought treatment in the emergency room of the Mies Dunedin Hospital, which is about 7 miles from her residence in Largo. While in the hospital, cops say Castillon swiped 7 bathing cloths and 10 sets of hospital slippers. Estimated, because they're
nice.
so comfortable.
It's like when Carrie takes them from fine hotels.
Estimated to be worth a combined $10.79. That minor pilferage cost Castillon a felony rap since she has 2 prior theft convictions. Ms. Castillon then doubled up her docket sheet when she allegedly took a feminine pad from underneath her pants and threw it at a healthcare provider, striking the female victim in the stomach with a used feminine napkin. Ms. Castillon was charged with battery on health service personnel,
Gross.
Yeah. Sanitary napkin attack, boner candidate number 3.
All right, let's review the first 2 and vote.
Number 1, the racist promposal. The students at Palos Verdes High School, and there's a sign. They made a sign, "Will you go with me to the prom?" And they highlighted letters in the sign that spelled out the N-word. Boner candidate number 2, this jug wine tastes great. Well, it wasn't jug wine. It was this diner was accidentally served a bottle of wine worth nearly $6,000. And boner candidate number 3, sanitary napkin attack.
All right, here we go. Let's begin the boner voting. This is for round 1. You've got to decide of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. 1, 2, or 3. If it wins here, it goes up against the winner of round 2. We need to make that clear. Round 2 happens at 8:20. We'll do this again with 3 more candidates. Then we'll take both winners and throw them into boner fight at 9:20. That's when you'll decide boner of the day. So be ready for that. Here we go. You got to pick your champion for round 1 right now. Here we go. 877-602-9696. That's the phone number. You can call and tell Nick your vote. Texting is really the easiest, though. Just take that number of the candidate that you think should win, that single digit. Put that number in the message of a text. That's all we need in the message. And then text it to 33986. Or go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Voting May 17, 2019, and vote there. You've got 300 seconds. This is round 1. Let's go.
On X96.
All right, 7:47. Time to award round one of your boners.
And round one of the boners is brought to you by Car Cheese.
In part.
In part by Car Cheese.
What is Car Cheese?
Or Car Queso, if you... Well, my wife last night took a big crock pot full of queso, melted cheese with her to Derby, and it somehow ended up all over the floor of her car rather than...
So you ate that off the floor of the car?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, she just sent me some pictures of it and said, here, why don't you have the boner sponsor this because...
Car Cheese?
Car Cheese.
You got to secure that load.
Yeah, you do.
And thank goodness it's Friday. Blow off some steam with drinks at Gracie's. Stick around for dinner and a show featuring Eric Anthony at 6, followed by Funky Friday with Robot Dream at 10. Adults only.
So, boner candidate number one, the racist promposal. Two white kids, I guess, or two kids anyway. One of them's an immigrant, apparently, but it doesn't matter.
Well, could be a white immigrant.
They made a sign. I guess he made the sign to ask her to the prom, and they highlighted letters on the sign which spelled out N-I, the N-word.
Yeah.
Boner candidate number two, the jug wine tastes great. A waiter at an exclusive restaurant accidentally serving a wine to a customer that was worth over $6,000 or nearly $6,000. And boner candidate number three, sanitary napkin attack.
Yeah.
A woman arrested for just that. Sanitary napkin battery. That was the crime. I don't know who won. I have nothing Do they
Just give me a finger indication of who won.
give Gina the finger?
I said a finger indication.
Yeah.
This is for 1. This is for 2. This
They
is
don't-
for
they
3.
don't
They're
know.
They're not.
discussing.
I don't think they're paying attention to us.
They don't.
They're-
I think they're having their own show in there.
Who won?
Yeah. Yeah, they're having their own show in there.
What are they doing?
I don't know.
So
They've been talking all morning. I've been sitting and watching it. The camera angles are all bad.
So apparently it's boner candidate number 1, the promposal.
All right. There's your winner of round 1. It now goes forward to boner fights. It might be boner of the day. It depends on round 2. We got 3 more candidates, more voting. Take the winner of each round and pit them against each other at 9:20. That's when boner fight happens, and you decide boner of the day.
You got another
Yum box.
Yum box.
Ah, Yum Box. Now your wife and you and your wife have already taken all the good stuff out, right?
No.
No.
Because of the country of origin.
Uh-oh.
See,
What?
we've already had most of these.
Ah.
South Korea.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And that's not what Gina predicted.
No,
there's a little puzzle. Or
there's always
rebus.
The puzzle said Brazil. How do you get North Korea or South Korea out of Brazil?
I don't know, but there's your puzzle again. And here's some fun facts about South Korea.
Is it like a rebus? Is that what it is? Is that what that
No.
kind of like a
It's a letter puzzle.
letter puzzle?
Yeah. What?
It said Brazil.
I know.
You can't.
That's why I said you were wrong.
Even if I got all of the letters wrong, they don't equal the same number of letters in South Korea.
Maybe they had trouble getting stuff from Brazil, and so they said, "Hurry, we've got the South Korea stuff. Run to the Korean market down the street."
That doesn't seem likely. I mean, it really doesn't.
All right, so here is these.
Now, I like the salty, crispy snacks.
Sue said that you would like this. This is hot chicken crunchy corn puffs.
Yep, she's right. I like the title.
So try those. Let's see now. This one is for Gina because it's a Korean snack.
Okay.
But it's the Spanish dessert original churros. It's a crunchy
It's
churro.
Korean churros?
Yeah, Korean churros, just for you.
Wow.
So there's that.
These are delicious.
And let's see, then there are the Choco Corn Puffs, which I think are just essentially Cocoa Puffs in a bag. But this is the one I was interested in trying.
Ooh, they smell like churros.
Because it says cola potato chips. So I don't know if that's cola flavor.
I think it is.
Like a Coca-Cola?
Yeah, just try them. These are delicious.
Yeah, those are really good.
A little spicy.
You know what these taste like?
What?
Crustos.
Crustos?
You remember Crustos?
I remember Crustos.
I had some Crustos last Saturday at Taco Time.
You did?
Yeah.
I used to make Crustos at home. That smells like a can of Coke. That is so funny. Cola-flavored potato chips. And it tastes like a can of Coke. Right down to the carbonation. Oh, that's weird.
A potato chip that
Wait a
tastes
minute,
like
right
Coke.
down to the carbonation?
It bubbles a little when it hits your
It
tongue.
does.
Give it, let me try.
How they do that, I don't know. It can't be safe.
Let me try.
I don't think I like that.
It's a strange sensation.
Really?
Yes. Isn't that odd?
That's crazy.
That may be the strangest thing that I've eaten in a while.
I don't like those. These
Emphasis in a while.
crunchy churros are good.
Wow. That's so weird.
How do you open the bag from the side?
That's how it opened.
I don't know.
I didn't make it that way.
Is that how it's supposed to open?
Yeah.
From the side?
Look at
Oh,
it.
interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You just thought I did it wrong.
I agree.
Okay, try those.
You gonna try the churros? How are they? Okay, do the puzzle or ask some trivia because there's trivia about Korea in there too.
Oh, let's hear that.
There's recipes in here too. Crispy Korean scallion pancakes. Those sound good.
They are good.
Those sound delicious.
I've had those. Those are good.
Let's see.
No, the churros are good.
Churros are good.
All right. Here's your South Korea trivia.
Now, you can't answer, Carrie. Well, you can answer if I can't get it.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, Bill.
Yeah.
What type of cafe can you find in Seoul? A nap cafe. B, a raccoon cafe. C, a sheep cafe. D, a toilet cafe.
I'm going to say a nap cafe.
Okay, hold on. I don't know where the answers
It's toward
are.
the back. You have to go toward the back there.
You're going to say what?
Nap.
The answer is all of the above.
Really?
Yeah.
I want a nap cafe. Can we open one of those?
You
here?
are a nap cafe.
Number 2, 22% of the South Korean population has A, a chocolate allergy, B, 3 or more cell phones, C, the same last name, or D, blue eyes.
All of the above. 3 cell phones.
No, C.
What?
Did you look at this?
What
or
is
you
it?
No, I just know this.
What is C?
Same last name.
22% of South Koreans have the same last name, Kim.
Kim.
Which means, do you know what Kim means?
Kim.
No.
Gold.
Gold. Wow.
So they're Jewish.
And there's a reason.
Why?
Should I go on?
Sure.
Yeah.
Because it's my wife's last name.
The answer goes back to 57 BC when the royal Kim family ruled over what is now Korea. Back then, the caste system was law and only nobility had surnames. But in 1894, the system was abolished and common people were allowed to have a family name. Names like Lee and Park and... Okay, number 3. In South Korea, it's custom to eat blank on your birthday. A tangerine cake, seaweed soup, octopus tentacles, or raw chili peppers.
A tangerine cake.
No. Seaweed soup.
Very good, Carrie Jack.
Because I've had it.
Oh, that's it? That's all the time we have for
All
Korean
the time we have for
trivia?
Korean trivia. But
All right.
now you need to do the puzzle to find
Okay.
out what the alleged next box is going to be. And you should finish those churros. Those are actually quite tasty.
know, I really do.
Here's the problem with these cocoa corn puffs. What do they look like?
They look like little turds.
They look like little cat turds.
3-car accident northbound 7th East just before 27th South. Crash westbound 33rd South near 209 West. This is after you cross the tracks, but before you get onto I-15, expect delays there. Crash westbound Antelope Drive 20th West in Syracuse. And yeah, people are having issues with water, standing water, and heavy rain in some areas affecting your drive. If you see something and it's not heavy raining and you're not driving, but you want to share it with people, text it to us, 33986.
All right, we got meh question of the week after these. Round 2 of your boners. We're going to get an update on Klaus as well, so stand by for all of that.
Are you in any position to be choosy?
Sunday night. Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi on X96.
We have a giveaway.
Yes, Blink-182.
Yep, Blink-182 and Lil Wayne coming to USANA on September 2nd. Tickets are on sale now at smithtix.com, but we've got some to give away. I'm going to give you a keyword, and you will text that to 33986 for a chance to win tickets. The keyword is home.
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 H-O-M-E, home. Text that to 33986.
All right.
There's no place like.
Mm-hmm. Is this sponsored? Best question.
Best question of the week brought to you by Don't Miss the Living Traditions Festival, May 17th through the 19th at Library Square, featuring music, dance, crafts, food, drink. Admission is free. Details at livingtraditionsfestival.com.
All right, you email us your alleged best questions, and sometimes we read them on the air. Do people get a prize if we read them? No. Okay.
Sometimes, if we have one. We don't have one today, I'm sorry. But send your questions to Radio From Hell at x96.com. Put best or meh question in the subject line. And sometimes they're like this. This is more...
It's asking for advice.
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
So it's a question.
Okay, so this says, my mom's office invited everyone to order lunch.
Okay.
She ordered a salad with dressing and 2 rolls.
Okay.
Someone at her work took a roll and her dressing. When this was brought up to the person said, oops, and everyone moved on. I'm seriously frustrated by this. If she makes a big deal about it, is she a jerk? If she lets it go, is it an open invitation for people to take from her again? Oops is not a reasonable response. Can I go to someone's workplace and throw something in the trash that's theirs and say, oops?
Just try it.
We both agree people suck, but when is it too far? A roll and salad dressing? It's stealing. Please provide your wisdom.
If it were I would take the matter to HR immediately. And I would march in there, as I do whenever I go into an HR office. Our HR office, I march. I would go, I'd go in there and I'd say, well, no, this is too reasonable. This is a reasonable way to handle it. I'd just punch whoever it was in the snot locker.
Well, then that causes more problems.
Yeah,
Bill.
then you get called to HR.
Yeah. I mean, that really is the way. Seriously, that would be the way to handle it. Don't let it just go.
But
don't.
oops. But what does that say about the person that that's
Look,
your lunch and...
Well,
here's the thing.
I think we all know what it says.
All right, first of all, the company was paying for lunch. You weren't paying for lunch. If you had paid for lunch, then maybe you might have something. All right, it's a group thing. Second of all, do you really want to go to war over a roll and salad dressing?
Well, what kind of rolls are they?
A good Parker House, maybe.
I mean, and yeah, you may have ordered 2 rolls, yes, but this person A, did not know that. B, probably rightfully assumed that rolls were just part of the deal.
But Carrie,
because it's a side thing.
Yeah.
It's
But Carrie, the salad is useless without the dressing.
Maybe
Useless.
it was special dressing.
Could be.
Maybe it was, I'm allergic to blue cheese.
But rolls and dressing are usually the sides that are just, it's like ketchup packets. They're just there,
You can see where the mistake was made.
You can see where the mistake was made, and, you have to work with this person.
HR.
Do you want to go to war over a roll and
Yes.
salad dressing?
That might be my sign-off today.
We have gone to war over much less here.
Well, certainly looks like we're going to be. But what killed me was one of the first parts of this email. It says, I am justifiably outraged, or what was it?
I'm seriously frustrated.
Seriously frustrated.
Well, it's not even her either. It's her mother.
Her mother.
That's what I...
Over a roll and salad dressing.
It's because her mother keeps kvetching about it.
Can you believe Janice took my roll?
And all she said was, oops. That's all.
All I got was an oops. That's all. That's all I got.
Now, if you had ordered a special sandwich.
Yes, and somebody took the special sandwich, then it's like, what the hell are you doing? It's my special sandwich. I ordered that without whatever because I'm allergic to that. And I could die. So
maybe don't take it to HR. Maybe just let it go. But now you know who to trust and who to not trust in that office. It certainly isn't Janice.
Damn it, Janice!
No, we had a big event here on Wednesday where they brought in food. Now, we didn't place orders there, but people act nutty when you get food at work.
Yeah.
Like, that line
Free
formed.
food?
Yeah, it forms. And I just opted out. Like, I'm like, well, I'll get some in a minute. And then the way everybody was acting around the free food, I'm like, yeah, never mind.
Never mind? Why?
Because
people get in line. They were orderly and they were nice. What's wrong with that?
I don't know.
What did you want them to do, Gina? Did you want everybody to hang back like you? And then somebody said, okay, who's going to go first?
Yeah.
Who do you? I'm not going to go first. Why?
Is it somebody's birthday?
People
Is
get
it
in.
somebody's?
I didn't notice any real strange behavior.
No, people got into an orderly line. They chatted with one another in line.
Yeah.
They got food and they ate it. What's so weird about? I just opted out. I opted out of that kind of behavior. I can't stand that orderly, friendly line stuff. I'm opting out.
It was more than I wanted to deal with.
Friendly people in a line.
See,
I can't put up with that.
Usually what happens when food is brought in here to work, it happens in the morning and we're the only people here. Mm-hmm. And I can stroll out there when I feel like it and pick what I want.
Your selfishness is shining through.
Let's see.
Hold on, everybody. Hold it.
Let's see.
Gina would like to stroll up there by herself and pick out what she wants. Then you all can go.
And now I get the text that just pisses me off. This question is annoying to me. What a first world problem. You know I hate that more than anything when people say first world problems. If this is the only thing they have to bitch about, then they have a pretty good life. This question is wasting my time. I got news for you. This entire radio show is going to waste your time, so don't listen.
That's what we're here for.
Because that's what we do.
Well, and we can only talk about abortion so much.
Exactly.
Sometimes we have to do
I want you to form a line for abortions.
Technically.
Be nice and orderly. Wait, Gina wants to go and have her abortion first.
Hang on. Abortion is a first world problem.
Yes, it is.
So,
Thank you.
So shut up.
Thank you.
All right.
I know
Is this the abortion line?
I knew we could ruin this silly question with
How did
bringing
we
politics
go
in it.
from salad dressing in a roll to abortion? That's this show.
It was the texter's
right
fault.
there, yes.
Oh, man.
All right.
You stand in the abortion line.
Don't wait after all those people.
People are
Everyone's acting-
friendly.
Everyone's acting weird in the abortion line.
Is this the line for the abortions?
All right.
All right, go ahead.
A car spun out westbound I-80 approaching Lambs Canyon. It's on the left shoulder. It's snowing in Park City.
Weird.
We were going to go camping next week. I don't think we're going to go camping next week.
What, because it's snowing in Park City today?
Because that's up by where we were going to go.
I'm sure it'll just continue to snow.
No, it's supposed to all week.
All week?
Up there in the mountains.
All right.
Anyway, that's affecting your traffic. Crash of 5609 West 27 South, blocking the left lane and median both directions. Expected big delays headed toward the 201 freeway. Crash northbound I-15 near the Layton Parkway. Cars are on the left shoulder. And let's see. I thought friends of the program sent in something else, but it's been pushed down. So send it back to me, won't you please? If it's safe for you to do it, 33986. When it comes to mortgage lending, call Rick at Vintage Lending. Where else are you going to go? 16 years experience. Call Rick, 801-809-SAVE or loansbyrick.com.
All right, thank you very much.
Boners round 2 coming up. Here are your candidates. Boner candidate number 1, I couldn't help myself. He was hungry. Boner candidate number 2, a threatened robbery at Snooki's. And boner candidate number 3, he's a dad. And she's still out of the script.
All right. Round 2 of your boners coming up, along with Big Boy News and Opinioendo. My wife has just texted me, says, I'm going to start a petition to have you guys stop talking about rolls and salad dressing. We can't have nice
Thanks
things.
a lot.
All right. We'll take a break. We will be back. Also, the person with a radio and cell phone and time to complain that you were discussing first world problems could use a mirror. All right, here we go. Let's do Diamonds Direct here since
Sure, Diamonds
since we
Direct.
can, yeah.
Really great people at Diamonds Direct.
They really are.
And we've had some sales at Diamonds Direct. Now they want you to know a few things about them. If you haven't used Diamonds Direct, gone to them yet, they have core principles, and they do stick by them: value, education, quality, and integrity. The value that Diamonds Direct is because they cut out the middleman, so you get great value for what you're buying. Second, it's education. You get a great education on jewelry buying at Diamonds Direct.
They're jewelry nerds down there, and I mean that in a good way.
They know,
their stuff.
Yeah, they'll teach you things about diamonds other jewelry stores don't want you to know. And then quality. The diamonds are real, rare, precious stones. All the other diamonds and the designer rings there are very, very high quality stuff. And then finally, the integrity of Diamonds Direct, their reputation. They've raised the bar in the jewelry retailing business here in Utah, and you can tell the minute you walk in. Diamonds Direct, the only place to go for diamonds, engagement rings, fine fashion jewelry, 6400 South, across from Fashion Place Mall.
show on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right, 822, and remember that information. You're going to need it. Not the 822 part, but all that phone stuff that he was talking about earlier. Because you're going to need it to vote for round 2 of your boners. Presenting to you now 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. Boner means mistake. And you will decide of these 3 candidates, these 3 news stories, which one is the worst. Which one deserves to go forward to Boner Fight and possibly become Boner of the Day. See if it wins here. It's not Boner of the Day yet. It'll have to defeat the winner of round 1's voting. We did that an hour ago. And then we'll take both of those winners and throw them into Boner Fight at 9:20 this morning is when you decide Boner of the Day. And then Dave the Flower Guy comes in here later in that hour and decides who is Boner of the Week. All right? Okay, so 2 candidates now for round 2. Another one after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you'll vote. So one of you lucky random Boner voters will receive.
You will get a Campos Coffee gift card.
All right.
Boner candidate number 1. I couldn't help myself. He was hungry. A New Hampshire school cafeteria worker's kindness got her fired. Bonnie Kimball tells the Valley News she was terminated by her employer, a vendor that supplies food to the Mascoma Valley Regional High School in Canaan, New Hampshire. It came a day after she gave a student lunch, even though he couldn't pay for it. Ms. Kimball, Bonnie, says that when the student's account showed no funds, she quietly told him, "Tell your mom you need money," and then provided a lunch.
You mean kind thing to do?
She claims a manager just asked what was on the boy's plate and walked away. It was my life for 5 years. I went and I took care of another family, Kimball told the newspaper. You just can't lose family member, those kids at the lunch, and be okay and move on. A spokeswoman for Manchester-based Cafe Services said in a statement that it would, quote, never authorize an employee to not feed a student or staff member a meal. The spokeswoman would only say an employee would not be let go because they provided a lunch to a student. Although we are not at liberty to discuss the confidential details regarding an employee's employment or termination from employment, we can share that the company has policies and procedures in place that are shared with and acknowledged by team members. But they're not saying why she was fired then. She says, I'm telling you, I was fired because I gave this kid a free lunch. Boner candidate number 1. I couldn't help myself. He was hungry. Here's Boner candidate number 2. A threatened robbery at Snooki's. I mainly did this story because I like the names.
Snooki's Malt Shop.
Yeah. Des Moines man is accused of threatening to rob an ice cream shop because he was mad about his order. Documents show that Trey Antoine Thomas went to Snooki's Malt Shop in Beaverdale, and he was not happy about what he ordered. The documents show he demanded his money back from Snooki's and continued to be defiant and make other demands, even threatening to come back to Beaverton and to Snooki's Malt Shop and later and rob the place. Mr. Thomas is charged with first-degree harassment and criminal mischief. They don't put up with that kind of thing in Beaverton. A protective order also means he can no longer go to Snooki's. You stay out of the Snooki's. I
kind of want to go to Snooki's.
Yeah, I don't know if there might be other Snooki's, though, instead of not just Beaverton. I don't know if he can go to the other Snooki's. Anyway, Boner candidate number 2, a threatened robbery at Snooki's. Coming up in a moment, Boner candidate number 3. Well, he's a dad, and she's still out of the script.
All right, Boner candidate number 3 for round 2. Coming up after this big boy news and Opinioendo, brought to you by
Feldman's Deli is Utah's authentic Jewish deli, located at 20th East, 27th South, open Tuesday through Saturday for breakfast and lunch, Thursday through Saturday for dinner, music Friday and Saturday nights. Everyone meets at feldmansdeli.com.
Well, just one day after enacting a near total ban on abortions in Alabama, The state has executed a convict.
All right.
Sanctity of life, you know.
Yeah.
And it's a contradiction that I've always observed, said Hannah Cox, the national manager of conservatives concerned about the death penalty, an advocacy group. Approving of executions, Ms. Cox said, is a stance that cheapens the pro-life argument. Mm-hmm. Now, this is from a conservative woman, a conservative woman who I think is pro-life, but she's also anti-death penalty because that's if you're going to be one, you should be the other. Ms. Cox, who was originally from Alabama and opposes both abortion and the death penalty, said that more conservatives are coming to feel the same way. Offering as evidence Republican-sponsored bills to repeal the death penalty that had been introduced in 11 state legislatures. Michael Brandon Sumner was executed by lethal injection yesterday evening, according to the Alabama Attorney General, Stephen T. Marshall. They were convicted of killing he and Mr. Samra and a friend were convicted of killing 4 people back in 97.
And people are calling, just a side note to that, people are calling abortion clinics in Alabama and saying, are you closed? Are you still up? Abortion is still legal.
Yeah.
The clinics are still open. The legislation they passed has not gone into effect yet, but they're hoping for that.
Oh, yeah, they're hoping. Yeah.
Is Stacey Abrams Alabama?
She's Georgia.
Georgia.
Yeah.
Okay, she said, and I have to kind of agree with this.
Oh, the boycotts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so film people are saying we're going to boycott Georgia and also Alabama, Tennessee. There are movies made there. And she said, I would urge you not to do that because you end up hurting the workers in those industries. And they are workers who probably agree with you about a woman's right to have an abortion. And if you boycott them, that's going to hurt them, and I would say don't do it.
And
she's a smart woman.
She is smart, and the thing is, though, the people that pass this legislation don't care if the workers get hurt.
Yeah.
We're making a point, and that's what matters. We'll have to suffer, but we're making a point.
I hope you all are happy to know that Kelly Osbourne says she's in a great place.
Oh, I'm glad.
Yes.
Good for her.
I like
She's
Kelly.
34. She said, I've been sober for 2 years.
Good for her.
And it's completely changed my life. I now recognize my father, Ozzy, when he comes into the room. With this has come growth of self-confidence and a realization that life's problems can't miraculously be swept away through self-medicating with drugs and alcohol. That's really true. Life's
problems don't go anywhere.
They can't be miraculously swept away with drugs and alcohol. You have to apply yourself. Really apply yourself to the drugs and alcohol to make your...
Make an effort.
I loved that Adam Sandler skit from SNL where it's the Italian travel agent saying, we can offer you great food and wonderful things, but if you're a sad person where you are, you're going to bring your sad problems with you.
If you're miserable there, you're going to be miserable here. We can't fix that.
Yep.
I love that.
So I thought of making this a boner candidate, but Morrissey showed solidarity with a far-right British political party on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon on Monday. Morrissey wore a pin on his jacket with the logo of the anti-Islam for Britain as he performed his version of Joe Braith's 1973 song Morning Starship from his new covers album California Sun. So people were getting on Jimmy Fallon for it. I don't know if Jimmy Fallon had any idea that Morrissey was
sure he didn't.
Wearing that button. Now, you can certainly criticize Morrissey for that, and you can also criticize him for that song. It was horrible. I watched it.
Really?
Oh, my God, it was awful.
I'm done with Morrissey.
Well, Joe Braith was a flash in the pan, not really artist back in the 70s, didn't kind of go anywhere. I don't know why he decided to do this song, Morning Starship, but it's horrible. Ooh, it was bad. Hollywood might be coming to Weber County. A little bit of Hollywood. A team of investors are including a developer behind a Park City film studio. They are pursuing a creation of a studio, a film school, and rodeo arena on a 90-acre parcel in Weber County. The ambitious plans are still preliminary, but those involved envision it as a place for movie makers, visitors wanting to soak in the Hollywood atmosphere, and students interested in pursuing films. People who visit may have the opportunity to be in a film at any time, said Matthew Bartlett, a partner of the project and a Riverdale attorney. They're thinking of calling it the Promontory. That's the working name. Is the Promontory Studio Ranch. And a South Ogden woman has won $20,000 playing skee ball on Ellen.
What?
Now, I don't know. Does Ellen lie down and they put the skee ball things on her? It says she won it playing skee ball on Ellen.
It's not actually on Ellen. It's the TV show.
Oh, it's on her
Ellen.
show. I
Yes.
see. She and two other women were called out of the audience. She was just down on a trip to California. She was called out of the audience for a chance to win up to $50,000 with one roll of a skee ball machine. With her ball, Roberts hit the 20K hole.
Wow.
It was all part of DeGeneres' $1 million MAME promotion, wherein the show is giving away $1 million to deserving people throughout the entire month of May. I don't know how you know that these random people you pluck from the audience are deserving people, but there you go.
They're in her audience. They're deserving.
Earlier in the show, which aired May 1, DeGeneres gave a pediatric nurse who volunteers with children 3 rolls on a skee ball machine, and she collected $25,000.
Nice.
Yeah, that's fun. Skee ball, isn't that the one that's at Lagoon, and it's got the concentric, or it's got the circles, and you roll the ball,
Yeah,
and
well, it's not just
it
a Lagoon, it's
bounces
everywhere,
up into the.
Yeah.
Well, that's the only place I've ever seen it or played it. Or
Oh,
They got it over here at Dave and Buster's.
all over.
Don't you remember?
Fat
it was
Cats.
Quarters,
they have
too.
the Fat Cats.
Oh, they did. Yeah, I did see them there.
Was it Quarters?
Yeah, it's fun, but
It's
I'm
fun.
I'm terrible at it. Terrible. All right, that's it.
All right. Sports weather traffic.
Woo! Lucky's Auto Credit, 77 cents on a job, get you a car. That's awesome. They'll front the tax, title, and license. 77 cents total to drive away today. Apply online at luckyscreditautocredit.com. Woohoo! Well, the bees were rained out last night, and I suspect maybe even tonight and the next night. I don't know.
Yeah.
Vegas is in town for a few days. I don't know if they'll ever get around to playing their games. Let's see. We've got Real Salt Lake. Now, this is their only afternoon kick for the entire season. All the other games are at night. So maybe if you have younger kids that you want to take to the soccer game, but it's kind of too late in the evenings, this would be a perfect game to go to. I believe there's still some cheap tickets, some $15 tickets available. If you go to rsl.com, they're playing Toronto FC. The Royals are on the road in North Carolina. They play on Sunday, I believe. Weather, like I was saying, we've got rain for the foreseeable future. Snow up in the mountains. Park City's getting snow. Parley Summit's getting snow. 55 for a high, though, down here in Salt Lake. And, snow's flying in Big Cottonwood Canyon. Snowbird reported 5 new inches of snow.
Wow.
So if you want to go hike around in the snow, you can go up to Snowbird. It's making for slippery conditions in the canyons. Car spun out westbound I-80 approaching Lambs Canyon. It's on the left shoulder. And let's see, front of the program says east and westbound 54 south at 2200 west. Car accident causing a backup in both directions there. Crash Redwood Road at 10th South in Woods Cross. And let's see, northbound I-15 just prior to Layton Parkway. So weather affecting your traffic this morning. Give yourself a little extra time and a little extra room between you and the car in front of you. Need to Breathe coming to Eccles Theater May 22nd, stripping down their albums to bring you back to their acoustic roots. Tickets at liveattheeccles.com.
Here's boner candidate number 3. He's a dad, and she's still out of the script. I don't think this is fair. CBS is defending its decision to renew the legal drama Bull, starring Michael Weatherly, who was accused of sexual harassment last year, by noting that the actor is a father. He's a father. The highly rated procedural was renewed for a 4th season, despite former co-star Eliza Dushku claiming Weatherly regularly harassed her on the set, made cruel and aggressive comments about sex, rape, and her appearance in front of a cast and crew members. The Buffy the Vampire Slayer alum reached a $9.5 million settlement with the network. in January of 2018 after she was written out of the show for what she believed was retaliation for speaking out about the actor's alleged misconduct. CBS Entertainment President Kelly Call said on Wednesday at the network's upfront presentation that he ultimately felt comfortable welcoming Weatherly back to the network after considering the totality of his work. He's been with us for 14 years. There's never been a complaint, they said of Weatherly. He said, I believe he took everything seriously. He wants to move forward. He's a dad. He's a father.
So?
He's upset by this, and he wants to make it better. He also noted that in light of Dushku's experience, CBS has implemented behind-the-scenes measures like a hotline to report abuse, compliance officers on set, and expanded anti-harassment training. Weatherly denied having a hand in Dushku's firing, but the actress painted a different picture of that in a blistering Boston Globe op-ed. Weatherly said he did express remorse for his comments, which he characterized as jokes.
I was just joking around.
It's unclear whether he faced any real consequences for his behavior. When Eliza told me she wasn't comfortable with my language and attempted humor, I was mortified to have offended her, and I immediately apologized, he said. Well, listen, the bottom line is he's a dad, but Elijah Dushku is still out of the script. You know, yes, she got a big settlement, but I think she maybe would rather be working.
She'd rather be working.
Boner candidate number 3.
All right, let's review the first two and vote.
Number 1, I couldn't help myself. He was hungry. A cafeteria worker in New Hampshire fired because she gave a student a lunch. The student didn't have any money in his account, and she gave him a lunch anyway, and then she got fired. Boner candidate number 2, threatened robbery at Snooki's. A man unhappy with his food at Snooki's Malt Shop in Beaverton said he was going to come back and rob the place. And boner candidate number 3, he's a dad, and she's still out of the show.
All right. This is round 2 of your boner voting. You've got to decide of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. If it wins here, it'll go up against the winner of round 1's voting. We did that an hour ago. We'll take both of those champions and put them both onto boner fight at 9:20. That's when you'll decide boner of the day for reals. Right now, you're picking the champion for round 2. So choose wisely, 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number. The one that you think should win, put that number in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. Or you can call 877-602-9696. Nick is taking votes in the producer's booth. Or go to x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Voting May 17, 2019, and vote there. All right, you've got less than 300 seconds for round 2. Let's go. Vote.
When Carrie, Bill, and
Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of 2 such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders! Today, we find our beloved missionaries knocking on the door of a sand crawler on Tatooine.
Man, this thing is huge! Who ever heard of a camper being 100 feet long and nearly 60 feet tall?
Well, it's not really a camper. It's more like a mobile home. An entire tribe of Jawas call this sand crawler their home.
Well, I guess we better introduce ourselves before they decide to move on.
Hi there. I'm Elder Chris Jansen, and this is Elder Jensen.
Hi.
We represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
You know, the Mormons.
And we was wondering if you had heard of our church and if you'd like to know more about it.
Lehigh, I think my universal translator in my name badge is broken. Could you tell me what the little guy said?
Well, I didn't understand him either. Oh no, our translators must not be programmed for Jawa. Now we'll never be able to bring them our message of salvation.
Excuse me, sir. Perhaps I could be of some assistance.
And I suppose that you speak Jawa.
I am a protocol droid, programmed in over 3 million forms of communication.
And I suppose that one of those over 3 million forms of communication is Jawa?
Oh, Jawa's like a second language to me. You be quiet, R2. I do speak Jawa like a native.
Well, then, if you wouldn't mind, could you tell us what they're saying? Talk to them.
Utna Bak Chala Elders? He says that they want your hyperbikes.
Well, you tell him that we need them to do our missionary work and that we would really need to be going soon, too.
Kala Chuk Nagda Zulatem, Elders Lokta Nimboshan. Oh my.
What did he say?
He says that they will join your church in exchange for the hyperbikes, and they want to keep your name badges too.
They want eternal salvation and our hyperbikes?
Cool. They get our bikes and we get our first converts. What a deal. I mean, there must be 2, maybe 300 Jawas on board this piece of junk. I mean, we could convert them all.
Butch, those hyperbikes don't belong to us. They belong to the church.
And so will the Jawas after we baptize them.
Could this be it? Converts for Elders Christiansen and Jensen at last? Would the church frown on bartering for membership? And how many Jawas can you convert for a pair of Mark 32 hyperbikes with custom fender flares and luggage racks? Tune in next time to hear Lehigh say... No, and that is final. Now, Mr. 3PO, if you would just kindly ask the Jawas to give back our name badges, we'll be on our way.
Well, all right. What if I give them my luggage rack and fender flares and we just baptize, a couple of them?
No! That is your big problem, Butch. You always try to do things the easy way.
Oh, yeah? Well, listen to this. I've been letting you win at Scripture Chase.
On the next growth-stunting episode of Space Elders!
Alternative X96.
All right. 8:45, time to award round 2 of your boners.
And that's brought to you in part by French Bread Pizzas.
And running low on coffee beans, want a fresh bag? Get Campos coffee beans delivered to your door within 2 days of roasting. Pretty cool, huh? Visit camposcoffee.com for details.
Boner candidate number 1. I couldn't help myself. He was hungry. It's the lunchroom worker who said she was fired because she gave the kid who couldn't afford to pay for a lunch. She gave him a meal, and she was fired for that. Boner candidate number 2, threatened robbery at Snooki's. I just sort of like the title of the place, Snooki's Malt Shop in Beaverton. And boner candidate number 3, he's a dad and she's still out of the script. That's Michael Weatherly. All is forgiven, says CBS, because, well, you get great ratings for us. We've already lost Les Moonves. What's next? Eliza Dushku written out of the script. Jennifer won the Campos card, and the winner overwhelmingly, boner candidate number 1. I couldn't help myself. He was hungry.
All right. There you go. That's the winner of round 2's voting. It is now a contender to be boner of the day for today. It'll have to defeat the winner of round 1's voting. We'll throw them both into Boner Dome at 9:20. That's when you'll decide boner of the day. And Jennifer, maybe you can bring that Campos gift card to the party tomorrow.
Yeah.
Although you won't need it there.
No.
I mean, you might want to buy some coffee to take home, maybe. But if you go to x96.com, the rotating banner there for the Campos Radio from Hell mixer, 7 to 9, Saturday night. Buy your tickets there. With your tickets, you get whiskey from Water Pocket Distillery. You get beer from Ketos Brewing, and you get food and a whole evening of fun.
Should be great.
And we'll be there just chatting at you.
Yep.
Be there drinking and swearing.
Yeah,
and spitting in the corner.
We're not doing a broadcast.
No.
We're just going to be mingling.
Just hanging out, 21 and older.
So that's easier. It's easier for you guys to kind of to talk with everybody. You know, it's rather than if we're recording something, it's a lot of times we're busy and we can't talk to everybody. But
all right,
I heard you on the phone. out there, Bill.
I'm right in the middle of this. Poor Klaus, my cat, the goopy-eyed cat. So he got sick. Determined the cause of the sickness after a sonogram and X-rays and all that he'd eaten something and swallowed something that he shouldn't have. Not a poison, but something that was blocking his digestive tract and his colon. And the woman who did the sonogram said, it looks like maybe it's a hair band or something. I can't quite tell, but it's obviously what's causing. He can't get any food. And so they did surgery on him, and they found what it was. They gave it to me in a little plastic bag, which I didn't open because she said, if you open that, it's going to smell horrible. But it was a little piece about, 2 inches, inch and a half long of rubber tubing, like surgical tubing, that he found on the floor or something. Now, it's something my son's been using for something, and that's what he ate. So he had the surgery to remove that. And I went up there yesterday. He'd been there overnight, and they said, well, his temperature's still kind of high, but we think it'll probably be okay. You want to take him home, and just watch him. Isolate him, put out a little food and water for him, but keep him isolated from the other cat, and, and he's getting worse. He's horrible.
Oh.
I'm just on the phone with the vet up in Sunset. And they said, you better bring him back because he's worse than when I took him home yesterday.
Just lethargic?
He's not moving. He's just.
He probably should have stayed under surveillance for a little bit longer.
I think he's just peeing where he's laying.
Oh,
and,
man,
that's never good.
Yeah, and he's got stitches in his belly, and it's just.
Shoot, Bill, I'm sorry.
It just breaks your heart to see him there because he just kind of.
You've been doing everything you can to help him, but
yeah, to the tune of like $2,400.
Well, no, that's I mean.
Yeah, I mean it's
there's not a direct correlation to how much you pay.
You cannot not do it, but it also you say to yourself, wait, it's a cat. But you can't.
I can't go there.
I know, but a lot of people do.
A lot of people do.
They don't have the wherewithal to do it or whatever.
It's not an option.
I can't help it. He's a cat, and but it's. So we got to get him back up there. I guess.
Shoot. So you'll be leaving right when we get off the air.
I guess unless my wife can do it right now.
I was going to say, yeah, maybe.
I texted her. I don't know. She hasn't.
You just want him to be comfortable and not in pain. And man, that's what we want for everybody, right?
That's what I want for myself.
I'm serious.
I can't even get that for myself.
I just want everyone to be comfortable and not in pain. Can we all get there?
Yeah.
Please?
I'm usually there around 5
I don't want to hear from you.
Around 5 o'clock.
You get that all the time. You think somebody would spend $2,400 on your gut surgery?
I have.
That's true. I don't know.
Let's see, Bill, have you thought of starting a GoFundMe for your sweet cat? I would love to donate to help you take care of it.
Thanks, but no, that's all right. I don't. Yeah.
I'm sure the Humane Society has just bring that up, or Best Friends, or I'm sure there is a fund you can donate to help for people that can't afford to get their cat surgery.
I'm sure there
we
is.
should maybe look in. I mean, Bill can. It hurts, but you can come up with it.
I have a credit card that I can put it on.
but I bet there is a charity that's what they do is people that can't afford to get health care for their pets.
Well, I mentioned that credit card. I asked them what do people do who can't take care of this, and there is a credit card that you can apply for there. And somebody knew the name, and I've forgotten the name of it again. But what they do is they'll then so you apply for the credit card, you get it there at the vet, and then whatever the charges are, the certain amount of time it's interest free to pay it back. And then interest kicks in, but they'll give you a couple of months or 3 months or something to pay it back. That's a good thing. I think it's called health. I can't remember what it's called, but it's specifically.
It's an option.
Specifically for pets. I don't know what pet insurance costs. You guys don't use it, do you?
No. We looked into it, and we just realized that we're okay to just pay as we go because, I mean, for the most part, they just don't need anything. Although Ripley's kneecaps probably will need to be repaired and or replaced coming up.
That'll get expensive.
And it will get expensive. So we're just trying to, first of all, find out what needs to be done, and as far as the post-op taking care of her, because I think we'll need to be there with her for at least 4 or 5 days, 24/7.
Yeah, you'll have to carry her outside.
Carry her outside to go potty and things like that. So yeah, we're going to look into that.
And see, there are people who would say, knee replacement for a dog? Really?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they would. There are a lot of people.
I know.
Who do
I'm
that.
sure it's not cheap.
No, my parents were like that when we had dogs as a kid.
Sure.
And one of them got hit by a car, broke its leg, and I was beside myself. And Dad was like, "Well, that's just the way it goes." And I'm like, "But Dad, would you say that about me?" And he goes, "Well, you're a person.
You're not a dog.
You're not a dog." Yeah. And it just didn't work. And so we wound up. It cost a lot of money, but I remember that dog had a rod through its bones.
Was it on the outside? Because I had a dog that had that on the outside.
And a cast. The rod stuck out through the foot.
Yeah, my dog had that too.
And then a cast.
They
to set the leg.
Yeah, but they do it on the outside. Yeah.
Eventually, yeah. Oh. Once the bones set and everything. Oh. But yeah. And pet insurance, as this texter points out, has pre-existing condition clauses. So even if I were to get pet insurance for Ripley's kneecaps,
it's too late now.
It's on record that we're talking about it. So,
wait a minute. I thought Obamacare got rid of all of that. Is it another lie that the administration told us?
Lie.
Pre-existing conditions. Can the pets stay on your insurance until they're older, or do they have to get their own? They have to get their own insurance
until they're
after
26.
That? Okay. They have to get their own insurance after that.
My dog needed tear duct surgery. Paid for it without question. Tear duct surgery. That's odd.
He couldn't cry.
You get an infection. It's probably painful.
No.
Get an infection.
All right.
Okay. Well, traffic, Gina. It's raining like crazy downtown.
So, it was 83 degrees on Tuesday.
Yeah, it was.
It's snowing. Snowbird's got 5 inches. Big Cottonwood Canyon, it's snowing. Parley's, it's snowing. And it's causing some traffic issues. Crash eastbound 54 South, 25th West, near I-215 in Taylorsville. Car spun out westbound I-80 approaching Lambs Canyon because it's slick up there. Give yourself some extra time and extra space between you and the car in front of you because the weather conditions are making it so. Brought to you by Honda Giant, Stockton 12 in Sandy. Find your Honda at stockton12honda.com.
All right. Oh, it's apparently tear duct surgery is common for bulldogs and pugs, according to Dale. It's called cherry eye.
Bulldogs and pugs have all kinds of medical issues you have to deal with.
That's why I'm not...
You thought about the pug.
We thought about the pug, yeah, but they snore, and they do have a lot of medical issues.
Oh, you can get a little pug CPAP.
Pug CPAP.
It's called Pug Pap, and you can get it online. CPAP. All right, we'll take a break. We will be back. Gina, you need to tell us about Lightstream.
Oh, okay. So you have some credit card debt, but you're really good about making your payments on time because you're worried about your credit score, but you want to get rid of the debt. So Lightstream can consolidate your credit card balances at a fixed rate of 5.95 APR with AutoPay. You can save thousands of dollars, and you can even get your money as soon as the day you apply. Lightstream's a division of SunTrust Bank, one of the nation's largest financial institutions. And if you want to save even more, you can get an additional interest rate discount by going to lightstream.com/X96. That's lightstream.com/X96 to get an even better discount. Subject to credit approval, rate includes 0.50% AutoPay discount. Terms and conditions apply, and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/X96 for more information.
Left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of two such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders! In this episode, we find an old adversary of Butch and Lehigh planning their demise.
So, bounty hunter, you will bring me Christiansen?
Jabba the Hutt was very fond of his rancor. He would pay me more for a complete set of missionaries.
Christiansen made me look weak in front of the Emperor. Only by turning Christiansen to the dark side will I be able to regain my place by the Emperor's side.
What, Elder Jensen?
Sell him to that slug, Jabba. I have arranged to have the elders meet you on Bespin. There you can ambush them without anyone noticing.
If these elders bested you and the Emperor, how do you expect me to transport them back to you?
I prefer my elders frozen. There is a carbonite facility on Cloud City. That should make transporting them simple.
Have my credits ready. I'll be right back.
Here we are, Butch. Cloud City. It sure looks like the holograms they showed us in school.
I don't know, Lehigh. I always get nervous when I stand on a city that's floating miles above the surface. Are you sure this is the right place?
Zone Leader Hanson said that we're supposed to meet someone here named Lando Calrissian, right here on Bespin.
Well, church records on this Calrissian fellow show him to be a gambler, smuggler, womanizer, and a penny stock manipulator. Are you sure this is the guy?
Well, maybe he's ready to turn over a new leaf. Oh, I think that's him right there.
Hi, and welcome to Cloud City. I'm Lando Calrissian. I run the mining operation here on Bespin. Could I offer you a beverage? Perhaps some malt?
I love a malt.
Liquor?
Oh, no, we don't drink, Mr. Calrissian. I'm Elder Christiansen, and this is Elder Jensen.
Hi.
We represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
You know, the Mormons.
Now, our zone leader said that you might be interested in learning more about our religion.
Actually, no. We have some common acquaintances. I've made a deal with the Empire. Well, they'll leave me alone if I introduce you to this guy over here. Elders, this is Boba Fett. Boba Fett, Elders Christiansen and Jensen there. Gotta go now. Got a city to run. Bye-bye.
Well, Mr. Fett was up. Well, hi, I'm... Hey, I'm all tied up!
Cool toy. I need to get me one of those. We could convert more people if we could just tie them up first.
Now, Butch, I don't think we would be allowed to hog-tie prospective converts. Excuse me, Mr. Fett, could you untie me now?
One down, one to go.
Don't push my companion in that hole!
Whoa!
What have you done to my companion? Is Butch dead?
No, he wouldn't be worth much to me dead. Jabba wants to see him die in person. Your companion is frozen in carbonite. Now, if you would be so kind as to throw yourself down in there, we can get on with this.
You're going to take us both back to Jabba's palace?
No, you have an appointment with Darth Vader and the Emperor.
Cousin Darth? Oh, my.
Hey, get over here.
Sorry about this, Butch, but I need you to do something for me.
Ah!
Oh, I guess you weighed more than I thought in this thing, Butch. I'm sorry, Mr. Fat. I hope my companion, who's now frozen in carbonite, wasn't too heavy. Oh, geez, what do I gotta do now? I better go for some help.
Never leave your companion, Lehigh.
Mr. Kenobi?
It is the first rule. You must never leave your companion.
Obi-Wan! Come back, I need some help. Oh, well, I guess I can put you on my luggage rack like this, Butch. Come on, let's go. Will Butch be able to serve out the rest of his mission frozen in carbonite? Can Lehigh really find a big microwave to defrost him in? Will Darth Vader ever get his revenge and once again become the Emperor's favorite lapdog? And where does Boba Fett get all those neat gizmos? Tune in next time to hear Butch say... on the next mind-numbing episode of Space Elders!
Al. And now we'll use it in some dialogue with our friends LeVar and LeGrand. Today, the boys are out in the woods hunting with their California friend, Chip. A conversation ensues.
Hey, nice of you guys to bring me on the deer hunt. I've never had a chance to do this.
Never been hunting before, huh, Chip? Well, why am I not surprised? You'll notice that the rest of us, Chip, are wearing a highly visible flame orange attire. Now, while very colorful and attractive, your Hawaiian shirt ain't what I'd call appropriate.
It's kind of like hunting with Magnum P.I. You ever been in the great outdoors at all, Mr. Selleck?
I've been to the Grunion Run in Long Beach.
Well, we're not talking about sissy boys in their running shorts here, Chip. We're talking about hunting, fishing, manly sports.
Yeah, manly sports. Hunting, fishing.
I free climbed Half Dome at Yosemite last summer.
Oh, fine. You climbed up some rocks at some Bugs Bunny theme park or something. You ever bagged a 4-point? You ever bagged it and tagged it and gutted it in a blinding snowstorm?
With a real bad earache and a wooden leg?
You don't have a wooden leg.
Well, with a bad earache and while you're half drunk.
LeVar, have you been drinking? I've told you I do not approve of drinking, and certainly not drinking while we're on the hunt.
Of course, you know why he's upset, don't you, Chip? It's the old story, why you should always take more than one of the elders like LeGrand here hunting with you. 'Cause if you only take one, he'll drink all your beer.
Real funny, LeVar.
I don't get it.
Well, Chip, you see...
What's that?
What?
That.
Oh, Al.
That can't be Al. Al's back at camp.
Sure, it ain't the camp owl. I'll bet it's a different owl.
What? How could there be another Al? Especially way out here in the woods.
Well, the camp owl was probably a born owl. Now this one sounds like a horned owl.
And now I know that joke about all you Utahns have horns. Al has horns.
What's wrong with him?
I don't know. These fetching Californians seem to have their own language, you know?
There we go. Because on this day.
And it's his real name. It sounds like a made-up name.
I thought it was a made-up name.
It is not a made-up name.
Trent, what did you think it was? Trent Goldschmidt?
Maybe. Doesn't if you grow up to be an industrial rock musician, Reznor sounds like a made-up.
Oh, is that how you say it? I always thought it was Reznor.
No, it's Reznor. And he is 54.
54.
Today.
All right.
So, got this package.
Yeah.
In the mail, and we're taking a chance here, opening it on the air
because it's stained.
Yeah.
It's stained.
There's a stain on the outside of it,
and
which always
is
makes
something
me go,
oozing out of it?
I don't know.
Is it a bloody handprint?
Well, we're going to find out. So the risk we're running opening this package right here on the air is A, it might be something poisonous or icky, but probably not. The big risk we're running here is that it'll be nothing of any interest at all.
That's the bigger problem,
that's really what.
Because if it was dangerous, then we got ratings.
Yeah, this is if it's going to turn out to be
Yeah,
but it is sent by someone in where is Iowa? The Des Moines Ghost sent it. The Des Moines Ghost. So I'm going to open it here on the air. And so there's a note.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Bill, enclosed, you will find a Fruit Pie the Magician figure. Initially, I was going to commission a solid gold bee statue to send your way. However, I canceled that order the moment I laid eyes on this work of art. On the surface, it looks like a cheap piece of plastic in the shape of a mascot long forgotten by the masses. However, I feel it represents Bill Allred, crusty on the outside, but warm and gooey on the inside. I hope you will place it someplace near and dear to your heart as a reminder of the quality entertainment you bring into our lives daily, like magic. Signed, the Des Moines Ghost. And it is, it's one of those, what do you call them, figures?
Pop?
Funko Pop? Funko Pops?
Yeah.
Oh, you got that one? Those are hard to get.
It's a Funko Pop
Yeah.
Fruit Pie.
Oh.
Fruit Pie the Magician from Hostess.
That's awesome.
So apparently some people still remember him because they made this for sale. That's terrific. Yep, Fruit Pie.
Didn't know they made those.
Speaking of Fruit Pie the Magician and a ghost, are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm Fruit Pie the Magician, the Hostess Pie Technician.
Fruit Pie!
You what?
Look out for the ghost!
Oh, drat! I'll fix him with the Hostess Fruit Pie. Here's your reward. Big Hostess Fruit Pies. Apple, berry, cherry. Full of fresh fruit flavor. You get a big delight in every bite of Hostess Fruit Pies.
Fruit Pie.
Apparently, Fruit Pie the Magician's only magic ability
Here he is.
was to make Hostess Fruit Pies appear.
Yeah.
Well, what more do you need?
Yeah.
Nothing. He could do nothing else. That's all he did. You're
great-
lucky, Bill. That's cool.
That's a great figure. I
is
like
great.
him.
You know what? Take a really good picture of that and use that as your Twitter avatar now.
Yeah,
Because
right.
you currently have a cartoon of Fruit Pie the
Yeah.
Magician there.
Yeah.
Make it that.
Update it.
And I like so the avatar picture is a cartoon of Fruit Pie, but then for the, what do they call that banner picture on Twitter? I have a wrapper, an old wrapper from...
a candy?
No, from a fruit pie, a Hostess fruit pie.
Oh.
It's a lemon fruit pie wrapper that I found a picture of.
When
and
was
it's
the
all-
last time you had a Hostess fruit pie?
Oh, God.
All right.
It's-
We got to get some this weekend. And
In
then
the last year or so, I think, and it might not have been a Hostess fruit pie. It might have been a...
I think you owe it to him to have one.
He doesn't have a mouth.
well, the Funko Pops don't have mouths.
Is that part of the style?
That's part of the style. Because they just did a whole run of like food and cereal mascots in the Funko Pops. And they did, Count Chocula, and of course they did the big three, Boo Berry, Frankenberry. But they also went deep dive. They did Fruit Brute and Yummy Fruity Mummy.
Wow.
Those were made just for you.
I know, right?
It's coming right back.
There you go.
Come and get 'em! Fruit Pie the Magician here at the Franklin School. What do kids like best about Hostess fruit pies?
I like the crust best. It holds thin, quite thin. I like fruit. And that tomato's got a lot of fruit in there. I like cherry best. Apple. And
that says it all. Hostess fruit pies, Twinkies, cakes, and cupcakes. Fresh snacks with a snack in the middle.
fresh snacks with a snack in the middle.
I like the big. You'll get a big delight in every bite. That's my favorite. All right, because it's sexual. Anyway, let's move on.
It is? Really?
Could be. We got a boner fight on the way. Stand by for that, along with a reasonable amount of news. After you have your delicious Hostess fruit pie, you'll want to brush your teeth.
Yeah.
Yes.
You want to get all that sugar out of there.
Vigorously.
Get your kids one. They'll need to brush.
Exactly, because they now have the kids edition of the Quip electric toothbrush. It's the same as the original, just tweaked for downsized mouths. And this way kids are inspired to brush better and more often because their toothbrush looks and feels like the ones that the adults are using. And so it gives them a grown-up routine without any childish gimmicks. And the heads, the brush heads get replaced every 3 months. They send them to you automatically, so you don't have to even think about it. And they're I think they're what, $5 a month is all, but it does $5 a month every 3 months. So it's a friendly reminder to refresh your the worn out bristles because they're ineffective after that amount of time. One of the many reasons that I love my Quip electric toothbrush, and why you will love it as well. Over 1 million happy, healthy mouths do as well. Quip starts at just $25, and if you go to getquip.com/x96 right now, you can get your first refill pack for free. So be sure to do the /X96 part of that to make sure you get this deal, and, well, we get the credit. That's your first refill pack for free at getquip.com/X96.
Technology.
Condom. Condom. Spell it with me now. CONDOM. And now let's use it in some dialogue featuring those two Utah guys, LeVar and LeGrand. We join LeVar and LeGrand as they split a hot fudge sundae and have some post-em down to the Snell Groves. Remember, the word of the day is condom.
Oh, ma'am. This is really some good hot fudge. Nobody does fudge like Snell Groves, don't you think, LeVar?
Yeah, I suppose.
Oh, and they make a mean cup of post-em, don't they?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, of course, Leatherby's is pretty good, too. Like you. Well, you like the Leatherby's, don't you?
Yeah, whatever.
Well, for heck's sakes, LeVar, what is your problem? You are as closed-mouthed as a clam
Oh,
today.
it's nothing against you, LeGrand. I'm just worried about my nephew Varnell. I'm afraid he's gonna have to get married, and he's just too young.
Why, what did he do? Did he get that little girl he was going with pregnant?
Well, she's knocked up all right, but it ain't Varnell's fault. He don't have no experience with women.
He didn't know what he was doing. He's a good boy. Varnell is just a little bit knave in the ways of love and sex. He got her in the family way all right, but he was fooled by that little tramp Chanel. She conned him into it. He didn't want to have sex with her, but she conned him into it with those feminine spells and such. She conned him, Legrand.
Now settle down, LeVar. I believe you. Same thing happened to me when I married Vernille. She used some kind of evil spell to get me to have sex with her, too. Well, not before we was married, of course. But she uses them spells on me now. For heck's sakes, I don't want to have sex with the woman, but somehow she gets me to rise to the deed.
Well, that's what happened with Varnell. I mean, that temptress conned him into the sex deed. I told him this would have been avoided if he'd just wore one of them little rubber things on the end of his tallywhacker. What do you call them things?
I just call them rubbers.
Well, if he'd have had on a rubber, she wouldn't have gotten pregnant, even if he weakened when she conned him into sex. Now, he's not going to be able to open that lawnmower and knife sharpening business he's dreamed of. His life is just over.
Oh, now have some more post-em, LeVar.
Part of the Radio from Hell show on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
Oh, well, we got Boner Fight coming up in about 6 minutes. So, 6 or 7. So before that, a reasonable amount of news brought to you by...
Health insurance should be personal with doctors you know and trust in your neighborhood. That's what you get with University of Utah Health Plans. Choose you.
Well, they're looking at casting another Batman movie. And did you have this on Geek News? I don't recall.
No, it was just a rumor yesterday, and I wasn't going to report a rumor, but now that a good source has reported it, it is happening.
This one says it's not quite a done deal.
Well, it's Variety is a good. They're a pretty good source. They're pretty sure it's going to happen.
This is Robert Pattinson to play Batman.
Yes, geek Twitter is exploding right now. They're not happy.
They don't want a sparkly vampire Batman.
Yeah.
Now, I would
Mr.
remind...
Pattinson has become pretty accomplished actor.
That's what I
since
would
that.
say.
Mhm.
He's
See-
had some really good.
And see, that's what I have to tell people when they ask me, what do you think of this casting? I have no opinion because I don't think I've ever seen him in anything.
He.
I can't think of anything that he's been in that
I
I've
don't think I
seen.
have either, but I've read reviews, and he's done
what-
very,
Yeah.
very well for himself
There was
since he's done a lot of independent films. He's done some larger films, but he's concentrated on doing good work rather than
I'm
just
going
being
to tell
a
you
star.
a movie to
Yeah,
go
tell me
watch.
a movie that I could watch to give me an idea.
It is. I'm looking it up. Sorry.
Yeah.
Let's go on to this story.
Of course,
Did you find it?
regarding Robert Pattinson, just remember the Jimmy Martin rule. Show me what you got.
Salt Lake City police asking for help finding a man who stole a car that had a kid inside of it yesterday. Thanks to a Good Samaritans and police officers, the little girl who was in the car was found just a few miles away and reunited with her mother. Police said the woman was stopped at a left turn lane, 2100 South 7th East, waiting to make a U-turn. Now look, when I get in my car, I always lock the doors. And my wife said, "Why do you lock the doors when we're just driving around?" And I said, there are two reasons. One is that if you are in a crash, the doors are less likely to come springing open. And you come flying out in some capacity or something come flying in. And the other reason is this. Because this was an opportunist, this was a carjacker, her car door was unlocked, and he simply opened the door, pulled her out, jumped behind the wheel, and drove off, not realizing there was a little girl in the back.
I've told you about my carjacking experience in California. Do you remember this?
I don't.
Two guys. This is the scam.
Uh-huh.
One of them runs out in front of you, so you slam on your brakes.
Mm-hmm.
What? Oh. Then the other guy comes up to the driver's side door and tries to open the door.
Keep 'em
Lock
locked.
your door.
Keep them locked. Donald Trump, once again, trying to use the bully pulpit to get Congress to take up immigration. He's now touting a plan that no one will pass.
Yep.
Neither Republicans or Democrats. He's just flapping his jaw. He's saying what Stephen Miller wants him to say.
Yep.
This is how Stephen Miller would like it to go with immigration, but nobody else. It's not going to. He says we need to have merit-based legal immigration. We're going to get rid of most people who immigrate to this country now do so on the basis of they have family members here. My parents are already here. My aunt and uncle are here. And I want to immigrate to America, and I'd like to. And generally, if you can prove that you have relatives, they'll let you in. But not anymore. The first idea, and this is a way for Trump to unveil the new immigration agenda, it's pretty absurd. A lot of what people say is not reflective of what he says to his team and to us, but we have put together the president's immigration policy, one White House official said. He is up in the night if he thinks this is going to happen. We're not taking in any engineers. We're not taking in geniuses and teachers. We're only taking in just.
Okay, but people hear this and they go, "Yeah, they love that. They're all over it."
The plan would cut most categories of family-based immigration into the U.S., which is currently the main way immigrants are allowed to get in. Green cards would be allocated on a points system.
Is your wife an engineer, sir?
Favor immigrants with high levels
How about
of
her
education.
parents?
The thing
Are
is,
they
though,
engineers?
we need ditch diggers too, though, is the thing.
By the way, I heard a study today that said, actually, it seems that professional people who immigrate to the United States don't do quite as well as just regular immigrants who come here, because they're faced with. So let's say that a very accomplished Spanish doctor immigrates here. It's difficult for that doctor to find a job because of language barriers and because of differences in the way medicine is practiced. And you often find that people who are accomplished in their own country end up doing lesser jobs here because they can't certify in America. That's the way it is. Chelsea Manning has been jailed again, refusing to testify before a grand jury. A defiant Manning told Judge Anthony Trenga in federal court in Virginia that she would rather starve to death than do what the state insisted and give testimony before a grand jury. Having already served 62 days in jail, 28 of which were spent in solitary confinement, faces up to 18 months more in custody. They wanted her to testify about all the WikiLeaks stuff, and she doesn't want to do it. And finally this. For the first time in the Hershey Company's 125-year history, the look of the iconic Hershey bar is changing. Starting this summer, Hershey's will offer milk chocolate bars featuring emojis.
No, what? No.
I don't understand why.
Well, first of all, they're a little late.
Each Hershey milk chocolate emoji bar will include the same mini rectangular bars in every package, but instead of Hershey's being engraved on each piece, there will be a unique emoji in each square. Our classic Hershey bars were made to be shared with others, said Kristen Olm, senior manager, Hershey's brand, by adding an emoji designed to, they call them pips of chocolate. To each pip of chocolate.
That's each little square?
Yeah, it's a pip. It's a pip.
It's a pip. Okay.
So here's what they're doing. It's like they're doing it like candy hearts, kind of.
Oh, I see.
You know, it's like
There's a message?
Here's an well, it's just an emoji. The emojis are, the smiley face, the winker, the one with his tongue hanging out.
As long as the poop emoji is there. That's...
No.
No?
No.
No poop emoji?
No, you give that, say, this is for the Hershey Highway.
Oh.
It's Boner Fight, the final round.
That's it. I'm done.
Yeah, you should be.
I'm retiring today.
You should be.
All right, we've got boners from 7 o'clock hour. That's number one. The racist promposal. Kid doing a prom date invitation on a big piece of cardboard, giant cardboard, and making some letters bolder and bigger on the invitation, and those bigger, bolder letters spelled out the N-word. And boner candidate number two, I couldn't help myself. He was hungry. This is a cafeteria worker in New Hampshire who, when she saw this boy didn't have any money in his lunch account, and she said, would you please ask your parents to get some money in there? But here, you get a meal anyway. I can't let you go hungry. She was fired for that.
All right, there you go. You've got to decide which of these two candidates is the worst. Which one deserves to be boner of the day? 1 or 2. Remember your candidate number. Put that number, that single digit, in the message of a text, the one you think should win, and text that to 33986. Our computer will count it. Or you can call 877-602-9696, and our Nick will count it with your voice. You can also go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Fight, May 17, 2019, and vote there. You've got less than 300 seconds. Let's go. This is Boner of the Day.